Wait a minute. What do you mean by like now? We're talking about now, or now later?
It's too late now.
We went live now. Now it's too late.
Wait, now?
So wait, no, that was a while ago now.
It was then.
Hi now, guys from now.
Yeah, we went live then. This is now. We're currently live. I don't know. Whatever.
Hopefully we stay alive.
We missed you all.
This is like getting messed up like the Terminator timeline. So I don't want to get into this today, okay?
I love it.
Terminator. Hello everybody, welcome back to Legendary Action Official, where we play Dungeons & Dragons 5e like a bunch of badasses, because that's who we are, and it's awesome, and it's amazing. And we're playing in my homebrew world of Terrowyn, which, you know, is also awesome and amazing as far as I've been told. I don't know. I have fans.
It's so amazing.
Awesome, you can't check it.
Terrowyn is incredible.
Yeah. You can't. Yeah. No, you can't. Yeah, you can't.
Some might even say
I have
legendary.
Fans. Legendary. Ooh, legendary.
He
Oh
used the word.
He used it. He used it.
That's the name of the show.
Yeah. Directed by. We're done. He did it. We're done. That's the end. Oh man, so it's nice to be back. We had a little bit of break. We had some stuff we had to kind of like deal with last week, and you know, now we're here. We're great, and we're ready to be playing. You will notice that we are missing Matt. He skipped out on this.
Found it.
Bastard. Matt, if you're out there, I hate you. I'm just letting you know, man. All right, this one's coming back to bite you right in your keister. There's a lot of target. There's a lot of target space.
This is the second time in 3 weeks you've ruined it.
Terrible, man. Terrible. But we love you anyway, so have fun out there in the wilderness, because I know you're going to be miserable. And I can't wait to hear. Let's see what else we got going on. We have a guest who's filling in with us tonight, along with our other guest, Kira, helping us out at the table. We're going to be playing a little, side adventure here. Yeah. The core party is still stuck in Avernus as far as the world is concerned in Terrowyn. So we're doing like a little side adventure to see what else is going on in the world.
Mythical Puppet just donated 5 subs.
Oh, wow. Oh, thank you so much. You're awesome.
Thank you. And guess what one of them went?
Some may say you're legendary.
Where did one of them go?
To Lonnie Lightning.
Oh,
Lonnie's he's going to hit me up later and be like, oh, I got a gifted sub. Congrats, Lonnie. I love you, buddy. I know you're on vacation for like another 10 days or whatever, but I love you anyways, dude.
Must be nice.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
But who we got in there? Let's see, we got Lethal Lilith. Welcome, Lethal. We got Queen Beezy. Welcome back. Corvo, it's always nice to see you. Texzo, what's up, buddy? How's it going? Fluke Meister, what's up? I know you.
Corvo.
Oh, is he in here?
Fluke Meister's good people.
So,
is it?
Yes, Fluke Meister's fantastic.
Justin, why don't you tell people who you are and why they should care that you're here?
No pressure.
You should care that I'm here because I care that I'm here.
I'm not buying it.
Don't believe it.
I will prove it. I will cry on command. Right now. Okay?
Can I start cheering yet?
Just like I didn't buy that you were the werewolf.
You did. You guessed it. That's true. I've done the 2 one-shots here now. I have a huge passion for Dungeons and Dragons and for Legendary Action specifically, and I'm really freaking excited to be here right now.
Awesome. Isn't there any other kind of interesting parts of your life that you do like outside of D&D that people would probably be interested in knowing about?
A very awesome part?
Yeah.
I'm a veteran, and I'm also really active in an organization called the SCA, which is a bunch of medieval history-loving nerds that get together and they beat each other up and try their best to recreate medieval history. Not necessarily as it was, but as it should have been. And it's a fantastic organization.
So better than it was.
Oh, yeah. There's no... Well, I was going to say there's no Black Plague, but...
Yeah, no.
It happened. It finally came around.
Oh,
Too real.
Too real.
Yeah, this is going into the scrolls.
Yeah, but it's like all the best parts of medieval history.
All the best parts.
No, the really dark, messed up
Not
parts.
all the massive death.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. He does stuff. He's cool. He has armor and stuff.
He has armor.
Yeah.
I mean, we've never seen it.
I guess we were just taking your word on it.
That's
like
true.
All right, that's it. Next week.
We don't know if he actually owns it.
I'm going to sit right here
all we
in
really
full
have
kit.
is you and John's word
Now
that you guys do this. You know?
Now I want to see you in full kit because I don't think you'll come in full kit next time.
It's
going to be terrible and very uncomfortable.
Their SCA
You'll feel very
uncomfortable. And they're just like in their living room play fighting, like slap fighting each other.
Hey, that's something completely different.
We'll talk about that later.
The night's barely started.
Yeah. Based on some of the stuff that was said at our little game night last night, I'm really interested now. Well, welcome to the table once again, Justin. We're happy to have you here. It's awesome. You know, I guess. I don't know. You're all right. You're all right.
I see you blushing.
Yeah, our returning guest once again is Kira, who is super awesome and amazing.
It's true.
I don't know. It's been a while. So why don't you reintroduce yourself too, Kira?
Well, they found me on the street originally. I mean, you just saw me walking. You didn't even know I could play D&D. I mean, we had a D&D shirt on.
You were like the 30th person we asked that day.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Statistically, we were bound to find somebody.
Was he before or after me? Because you found him outside, too.
He found us.
Yeah, he found us. He just showed up at the door.
He stood over the door and kept knocking, and we finally gave him something to eat, so he stopped knocking, but he just kept coming back.
It's the Shaolin Temple thing. They wouldn't let me in, so I stayed for days.
Yeah.
No food, no water. And they, like, hit me with brooms, you know, like in Fight Club. Like, get out of here!
I fucking tried. I hit him hard.
Finally, they let me in.
And then finally, they were just like, come inside, play D&D with us, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, hi guys, my name's Kira. I've been being able to be a guest on here for a little bit now. A little bit in the main show. I was a player in Justin's one-shot, and now I'm in this short adventure as well. So I've been playing D&D for about somewhere in the range of 14 years. Typically do the Dungeon Master role, so it's nice to be able to be a player again. Outside of D&D, I am a trained chef, which is not my day job, but I love cooking and doing all kinds of stuff with food science and molecular gastronomy. I do 3D printing. I just got into resin casting. If it's a maker kind of nerdy thing, I love to do it. So, yeah. So, super happy to be here and playing again.
Right on. We're happy to have you.
Thank you.
Almost every time.
Or was that one time?
Yeah, we don't want to talk about that one time now.
You know, you role play a cat really poorly.
I have questions. I must not remember this time.
Oh, you were unconscious, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
What did you put in my...
Wild magic!
Oh, God.
I don't know. If she's unconscious, I mean, that's role playing a cat pretty good. They do sleep for like 18 hours
All they do is sit there.
Dude, I wasn't even asleep that long.
That's fair.
Took a nap.
I was wrong. I apologize.
Ooh, I just realized if she was a cat and she slept for 5 minutes, would that be a cat nap?
I feel like you're
Don't
just now
stop
catching
that
up
again.
to something that everybody else already knows.
That joke was made like many times that night.
But yeah,
I feel like up to this point, he didn't realize that that's what cat naps were.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the spell. I'm sad.
It's okay. Someone clip that so he'll never forget. So we'll never forget this is the day that he finally understood the reference of, I took a cat nap before I went to work.
And to anyone who decides to clip in this wonderful episode or episodes following, feel free to take those clips and post them in our highlights channel where people can hop in and take a look at what we do and why we're funny.
Yes,
amazing.
Highlights channel where?
In our Discord! And if you look at the chat, you'll see a wonderful Discord link that will be posted now.
Did it go?
I timed it on his enter button, so.
Oh, nice.
That was good.
Nice. You guys are good.
Or did I time
Professionals,
my enter
really.
On you?
on his now?
It was
Well,
teamwork.
there's a delay, so he would have entered it before they hear you say
Oh.
Oh,
it.
no.
It was perfect timing for us. You'll just have
Yeah,
to
see,
take our
Texel
word
said
for it.
LARPing. Yeah.
I mean,
It's not LARPing, it's
hardcore
medieval
LARPing.
reenactment.
No, it's like extreme LARPing. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's sort of LARP. It's just there's there's no magic. There's no like different races or anything, and the combat is just straight up a sport. There are very very few rules except for the ones we need for safety.
It's not cardboard armor, dude. It's real armor and it's metal and steel. It's real stuff.
I
We hit each other really hard.
This is LARPing right now, too.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good
we
question.
We are live.
Yes.
And we are, but we
I'm
are
actually-
legendary action, so
so-
therefore we are LARP.
I'm not LARPing because I'm playing myself.
Legendary action role playing.
Yeah. We are legendary action role playing. We are LARPing.
We're taking it back.
This is ours.
Whoa.
It's ours now.
Yeah.
Copyright LARPing.
Take that, LARPing communities.
Yeah. Take that.
You
It's ours
You
now.
now owe us money.
Welcome to Legendary Action. Bring money.
So that brings us into our giveaways for the night because obviously we didn't play last Friday, which is normally the last Friday of the month. That's normally when we do our giveaways, but we still have our 2 giveaways from July to hand out.
They're so good.
So, Cobalt Max isn't here, so he can't show you pictures. I am like a drug dealer with miniatures. So I have baggies of gray. You just have to take my word on it that this is a dark elf hero with 2 swords and a base that whoops all kinds of ass. And then this is 6 other dark elves that work for the hero, but they don't have all the spider stuff. So you can use them for basically just badass elves or whatever you want to use them for. And these are for you.
They're really cool looking.
Yeah, they're really cool looking. They're really great. They're printed with high quality resin. Like I said, Max isn't here. We do have pictures on our Discord that we mentioned earlier under the announcements section. We're going to be doing the giveaway tonight since last week we weren't here, unfortunately. Some crazy stuff happened. And then if you were here the week before that, you got to see our accompanying episode that went on while our main heroes were, fighting their way into hell, essentially. So these are being given away at break. But that being said, there was another new book that came out last month.
Wait, a book came out?
A book came out.
A book?
And because you guys just destroyed the donation goal, destroyed it.
You're so fucking.
You Babe Ruthed it. You were like,
I think you guys want this Mythic Odysseys of Theros.
Such a good book.
It's awesome.
I love it.
It's an excellent book. It comes from the world of magic, and by that I don't mean Dungeons and Dragons or
technically,
we mean
the
the
world of
Gathering.
Theros.
Yeah. It comes from Magic the Gathering, where you and your friends can gather and play this magical game.
I am so not excited for tonight all of a sudden after that sentence. I see the future from you as a person, and I'm scared.
It comes with monsters, gods, heroes, new races. It comes with the Leonin and the Satyr.
So cool.
And it comes with
subclasses.
Yeah, new subclasses as well, such as a new paladin class of heroism.
Glory.
Of heroism.
It's
I'm a
path of
badass.
glory.
Yeah.
Path of glory.
It's
Path of Glory.
so cool.
Yeah.
They released it as the Path of Heroism originally, and then they changed it to Glory.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, it's Glory. I haven't read it because this is for you. We don't even have our own copy.
He's
That was
not
kind of a
allowed to
mistake.
open it.
Yeah, I'm not really supposed. I'm like, this is the limit. I handle it. I show it to the good people, and I take care of it until I can send it off to its final home.
He has it in a
It's home.
lockbox. It's kind of
Man,
nice.
I don't know about the rest of you, but if that didn't sell you on it, I don't know what fucking would, because I'm so stoked for this giveaway now.
The artwork's really good.
Yeah. It does look pretty good. It's got that classic D&D artwork done by their
What is
amazing
that
art
creature,
team.
by the way?
I think that's some sort of Hydra. It's like Iron
This-
Scale Hydra.
Yeah,
Yep,
it's
it's
a
an Iron Scale Hydra.
Yeah, it's a fantasy high magic Hydra of magic Hydra.
And for those of
probably
those
on a card somewhere.
for those who aren't actually really familiar with it, because Alex didn't actually really say it, if you have an itch for classic Greek mythology, this is supposed to reach that for you. Because if you're not familiar with Magic the Gathering or Theros or what they're going for, it's classical Greek mythology. So you got all that good stuff that we're all familiar with inside there. They have Titans and new gods and a bunch of other stuff, and it was an interesting read. I read select sections that I thought were interesting or unique, and then basically, not the rest of it. There's an adventure in there. Didn't look like it wasn't selling me super hard on the pitch, so but it's going to be yours, and it's going to be yours for the very minimal cost of just participating. And once again, our giveaways are open to both followers and subs, because we believe everybody who comes in and watches us is contributing to the overall growth and success of Legendary Action, and we appreciate everybody who comes into the channel and spends time with us. So you're wonderful and you're amazing, and thank you all so much for being here. We love you.
Yes, we do love you.
Oh, what else? Don't we have sponsors?
Oh yeah, we totally have sponsors. Like you may see on the screen down there. They're called Incarnate.
Yeah, close enough.
Yep.
They're Incarnate. What they do is they offer a online browser-based map making tool. Requires no install whatsoever. Simple, easy to use tool sets for you to get in there and start building your own maps. There's a free version of it that you don't even have to pay for, so you can get familiar with the concept of what it is, how it works, and the tools that you get. But it's really cheap.
Yeah.
It's like $25 for a whole year.
Yeah.
You can go monthly, but if you do, you might be a dummy, because Why not go for the whole year? When it's it's about $5 a month, $25 for the whole year. Little simple math. It's $25. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
And then not only when you have the pro version, you can export your maps in 8K up to 8K. You can save numerous maps on the cloud. You have all the creator rights to your maps, so you're able to publish them in adventures or basically do whatever you want with them.
Mm-hmm.
You have access to well over 1,000 different stamps and assets that they're continually adding to every day. You can stylize your maps, whether you want like a classic paper map like Lord of the Rings style, or you want a really colorful fantasy map. They don't have the stamps you want. Guess what? You can upload some stamps of your own to just give it that personalized feel for exactly what you're looking for. And the tool set is really easy to use. I've spent hours on YouTube looking up tutorials for how to make maps, how to do those cool coastlines with the white water breaks or the multiple lines that extend out, embedding a compass rose onto the map and lowering a setting so it's see-through and all this other crap, and you spend hours and then you're like etching it in and then your file corrupts or you didn't save right or whatever. But this is all on the cloud and the tool sets are way easier. You have a couple different layers. You can change the opacity of things. You can scale things up or scale things down. You can make words with all sorts of like colors and drop shadows and all that kind of stuff. You can stylize it literally however you want.
Yeah. And they've recently added like locking and grouping tools so that you can lock groups down so that you can't be selected when you're manipulating other objects and stuff. The curved text feature was a nice addition. And not to mention on their Twitter, they drop all sorts of tutorials, and you can access a huge Reddit community and see people's profiles and maps they've made, which by the way, as long as they have them posted on their profiles and stuff, you're free to like use those maps as well.
Yeah, and even build off of them.
And build off of them if you want to. Yeah. So it's pretty cool. And they added battle maps recently.
Yes, they have been exploring the world of battle maps. So I know some people use projectors or monitors, or if you just have some high quality printing that you want to do, you can definitely do some battle maps. And another good way to use battle maps, if you do have a little bit of scattered terrain, you can do a 2D, 3D kind of thing. Throw down your battle maps, where there's a table or a tree or something, like what assets you do have, you can just put on top, and it really provides a cool effect for you and your player.
Yep. They're super awesome. Go check them out. I highly recommend them. During the break, you'll probably get to see one of the maps of the area that the players were exploring early on, and that's an example of what you could throw together with the assets available from Incarnate. And remember, this version was done a little while before some of the changes they've made recently to just make the system better. And they have a really responsive tech team and stuff, so they'll help you out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're really responsive to the community. If the community starts saying they want certain features, they really actually look at trying to provide those for the community.
Yeah, pretty quick too.
Yeah, they also provide like seasonal little packets and stamps that you can get for like Valentine's Day or certain events. They may end up having something for Halloween or whatever. But they're engaged and they listen and they respond to the needs of the community.
Yep.
So it's obvious that they care about their.
Yeah. Thank you so much to Incarnate for partnering with us and choosing the sponsors on the show. We really appreciate it. I love your product, I really do, and everybody else should too.
It's actually really cool. The times that I've come in and seen what DM Green was working on the map, I just sit there and I'm like, this is so cool. This is cool. That's all I can really say is because I'm enamored.
You know what the best part about it is? You're doing it digitally, so if you get stuff on your fingers, it's not really a big deal. So it's a perfect time for.
Do you know what goes great with D&D? That's right, Fudge! Fudge from FudgeLoveAndCraze.com, a wonderful friend of the show who's been with us from the beginning, has decided to help us out and give us a discount code for you wonderful people at home. It is Legendary Action at checkout for 10% off of your choice of fudge, with my personal favorite being the wonderful fudge, peanut butter fudge covered in chocolate gooey brownie. You can also get Shamrock Shake, you can get orange cream, you can get lavender, which is not a flavor. Just saying.
It's a flavor, and it's delicious.
It's a smell.
Thank you. With a wonderful selection of flavors. He even has one that he's even looked into doing keto ones for the people who are on diets, which is really awesome. And there's a bunch of different flavors and tastes that are more than willing to try. And we're giving away 25% off coupons
Mhm.
with our giveaway in each giveaway.
Yep.
They're real good coupons. They had the best of coupons. So definitely check them out. It's a wonderful fudge. We all recommend it.
Mhm.
You get a healthy size every time, 2 pounds per fudge order. That's a lot of fudge. So we highly recommend you go check it out. Enjoy. We appreciate you.
Yeah,
I
at
love
least
you, Jam.
Hey man, just pop open another tab real quick and at least go browse the store and see if there's anything there that piques your interest. You're not really doing yourself a disservice if you don't at least look to see if there's something there that interests you when it comes like eating. You know, I'm just saying, it's really good. It's good stuff.
Yeah, and that being said, Jammer One is an excellent member of our community.
Yep.
He's out there in a lot of different creators and painters channels. He supports us, so we're just doing what little we can to support him.
He supports us and goes into other people's streams and supports them if they're friends of us. He's a community guy, and we appreciate him wholeheartedly.
Absolutely. Thank you.
He's a friend at the definition of it.
Well, I think that brings us about round ready to play D&D. You know, so if we're all ready, D&D. D&D.
I want D&D.
D&D. All right, so we're gonna run our intro here real quick. You know, pay no mind to the characters and stuff in it. It's our standard intro, but you know, we'll be
Just
we'll be
enjoy
doing
the
different
wonderful
stuff tonight.
work done by Alex in this
Yes,
wonderful intro.
yes,
Yeah.
enjoy all of that in its all ofness. Yes,
It's great.
It's
All of this.
yes, it's
Okay, I
all
like that.
ofness.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
I mean,
whatever. Watch the intro.
Bye.
What is saying
Oh,
is we're back.
it put us back already because we know how to build stuff.
Yeah.
We did it.
Yeah, it did it.
Totally on purpose.
That was
All right.
intended.
So, oh, let's see. Last time has no relevance to what is about to happen.
I mean, they just watched the nice intro with all those wonderful characters. You could recap and say where those wonderful souls are. Right
All
now.
of those wonderful souls are stuck in the first layer of hell, which is Avernus at the moment.
So
You know,
dead.
Yeah, nightmare fuel. They're stuck there wandering around the cracked barren and, you know, desolate plains of Avernus trying to, I don't know, fight off an unending horde of devils probably. Someone will probably die. It won't be epic. Whatever.
Aw.
Yeah.
Ouch.
But
Ouch.
but what we are basically doing is we are going to take a more or less 4-episode run with some additional side characters and explore another part of the world as it's kind of the events are have been unfolding simultaneously across the world. So that's what we're doing for the next 4 episodes. So we hope that you'll enjoy joining us on this trek with these new characters and kind of exploring this this other section, which hasn't actually ever been explored before. Nobody's been there, and I've described it what it is a couple of times, but this will be the first time that anybody at the table is actually setting foot within the boundaries of the Holy Empire of Brevatis. So I'm excited for that. I will apologize. Alex is playing something really annoying, and I'll let him spoil it for you when it's time. So I am so
Sorry ahead of time.
so sorry. So sorry. I don't know who he's pointing at.
I'm pointing at you, puppet.
Puppet?
With your $40 donation.
Woo!
What?
Oh!
Oh man.
Get control
Off
of
to a
yourself.
start already. Yeah, get control of yourself, puppet. Oh, I mean, it's in his name.
Mythical puppet.
Dance, puppet. Donate all the $40.
Oh, it's Mythical Puppet?
Mythical puppet.
Yep.
Mythical Puppet is a friend of mine, and she is wonderful.
Aw.
Well, thank you so much. We actually have a tip panel down below if you want to kind of peruse through that. Tell us if maybe you'd be looking at purchasing one of those benefits or negatives. I believe we have ! command for that, so it'll give you the definition of which each one of them does and stuff. We can have one of the mods help you out. So let us.
I'm really sad you're playing someone that can't have wild magic casted on them. Really?
That's
sorry.
incorrect.
I have spells.
Oh, do you?
I have
He
spells.
has spells.
Please.
Never
please
gonna use 'em,
God,
ever.
Please God, chat. Light Justin up with wild magic. Please.
Yes, we did talk about that jam, and we did announce that as well. So we appreciate you, everyone. Jam, everyone. He's the fudge master.
Fudge guy.
Fudge guy.
Master,
Check
him.
it out.
Love him.
Buy it. eat it.
Fudgesmith.
Hit him with hearts and emotes and stuff.
Master of the fudge, keeper.
He puts fudge in the box.
I actually need to put
Okay,
my
that's
first fudge order in because I have to try the orange cream,
Oh, so good.
and then probably your favorite. I think is the. Fudge
I would try that one or
Yeah.
Shamrock Shake.
That's the other one I was thinking
So
of.
Shamrock Shake tastes exactly like.
No.
It does, but not exactly enough to be like copyright or infringement or anything.
Or anything. It has. It's better.
It's better.
It is.
Okay.
Wait, what was the end of that?
It's
Does
better.
It taste exactly like what?
Like a off-brand.
Like, exactly like you want it to taste.
Yep.
It's an off-brand letter that serves food. Because I can't say the word because then it's scary.
Random letter.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll have to put in an order for those. It sounds really good.
it's real great because if you want to get, what you do is you go to the dollar store and you buy a Irish Spring soap bar. You empty it out, and then you put fudge in that box and make sure you shape it like soap. And in the middle of a conversation with your boss at work, just pull it out. Yeah, I understand. And just start biting into it. And keep a straight face and watch them get real concerned about everything you've done in the last year.
I don't know. Everything that's been going on has really been stressing me out lately. I'm trying to
clean my
stay clean.
insides.
This new regiment's just killing me, bro.
Yeah.
It's worth all the effort, I promise.
All right, we're playing D&D now. Be quiet, Captain Ginger.
No.
Captain of the SS fucking derail.
SS lucky number.
Oh.
The SS lucky number is gonna be 1 tonight. We're gonna do that.
Oh.
You're gonna have to roll.
Ooh, that never gets rolled.
In honor of Matt's failure.
Yes, in honor of Matt's failure in passing this very simple spell DC check
And rolling a 1.
twice.
And a 1 on the blessed dice.
You rolled a 1 on the bless too?
It was
Yeah.
3 1s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you rolled a 2 on the.
It was a 2.
Oh, I
Yes.
could have swore it was
One,
1.
1, 2.
Oh, shit. Never
It,
mind.
that didn't help
That's
him
less cool,
whatsoever.
Mike.
It doesn't matter.
It's much less cool.
Yeah, no, 1 plus 1 is. No, I'm derailing. I'm shutting up now.
So, kind of start with a kind of preface here. So, the Holy Empire of Brevatis is old. The oldest kingdom of mankind in existence on the face of Terrowyn. Its initial foundations laid with the warrior king Brom Wolfgar 3,000 years before the current age. The most powerful empire on Terrowyn, it stands as a pinnacle of human achievement and technological prowess, and holds within it probably more than 1 million humans, elves, dwarves, halflings, and gnomes within its boundaries. Its armies keep it safe, powerful, fervent in its defense, with the strong righteous belief that the Holy Empire needs to survive to secure good on the face of Terrowyn. Its close allies in the dwarven kingdoms of Zudheim and its use in the latest technological breakthrough in warfare and firearms make sure that it stays ever on the cutting front of open warfare and the protection of its people within its borders. Its war wizards are feared among all of its enemies, and its clerics of Ishtar are trained as battle priests, while those of the Church of Parathor tend to the needs of the masses. It's surrounded on all sides by enemies who would like to see nothing more than the Empire collapse completely. Having made long-term enemies in chromatic dragons during the War of the Dragons, enemies like Takesis, and Tiamat's followers. The vampire aristocracy and its undead forces, ever pushing in through the black forests of Tuderberg, trying to find any kind of weakness that they can to cause the downfall of its hated rival. Orcs of Gondrad and the fallen dwarven holds, hobgoblin mercenaries of the Red Hand, Trolloc invasions from Anoth, hill giants, fire giants, trolls, grey dwarves of Rock-Cassar in the King Triumph Mountains. The fact that the Holy Empire still thrives after 3,000 years is nothing short but a miracle, and a miracle that most people attribute to Parathor and his light which shines on it, making it bright. The lands of the Empire are diverse. You find swamps, forests, and golden wheat fields like those of Ostrom. Stockwend is one of many townships that populate this vast empire. Like many others, it has a mayor, has a church, and it has guards. But it could be considered unique as it has a certain level of autonomy from the governance of the imperial state, as its trade is lucrative. Great fish are taken from the lake, which the town sits, built atop a large island at its southernmost edge. The town is reachable only by either boat or by one of its 2 large bridges. Justin.
That is easy.
Would you like to describe your character to the audience and give them your name?
I would love to. My name is Ezra Reinhardt. I am a 6'1" Aasimar, and I wear a beautiful full plate with gold filigree. The plate itself is a shine and must be cleaned daily, or it just doesn't get dirty. I've got this bluish white hair and pale skin with silvery, like metallic flecks that go across it. The irises are a golden yellow, and he, although imposing, he's not a large man. He's tall, but he's not overly muscular. Currently, he sits atop a beautiful brown horse, which he gently pats, and is named Ephialtes. And he carries a banner of a silver lance with the background of purple, white, and black as he heads down the road.
All right. Good job, buddy.
I did it! Can I stay?
Yeah, you can stay.
For
All
tonight.
right.
Thank you.
For tonight, at least.
For tonight.
All right.
And we're voting off the island.
So, you have been traveling for some time, nights and days in the wilderness, in order to reach Stockwend, to assist with some of the wrongdoings that have rumored to be taking place on its roads. After much travel into the day along the maintained and paved roads of the Empire, you finally exit the woods on the near side of a large lake.
Ephialtes, this must be Stockwend. I have a friend here, and I'm really excited to see him. I will position around if I can and see if I can cross on one of the bridges.
Okay. So, you take a glance, and yeah, you can see, you basically, it's just maybe, you just kind of need to make your way around some rocky outcroppings and up to the side. But yeah, you could reach one of the bridges pretty quick.
Okay.
Even at your current pace, which is a steady stride.
Right, yeah. I'll head that way. I'll start digging around for my coinage, too, because I'm sure I'll have to pay at the gate or something to a tax of some sort.
Okay. Yeah. So, as you come around the large set of rocks, the township of Stockwend kind of opens up ahead of you. You see a 2-story estate at the top of a rise which overlooks the town, kind of in the center of the island that the town is built on. There's a large flag with their township's colors waving in the wind affixed to the top. And you also notice the rising sun of Parathor can also be seen affixed to a tall single spire, which tells you that there is a church present as well in the township. The town seems to, at certain points, look as though it could fall into the water, as it has been built up right up to the edge. The main town has been packed as tightly as it can, using up every inch and every foot of space possible on this island in the lake. Homes are also scattered kind of about the shores near the bridges on both sides, maybe a few dozen on either ends of the bridge. Traffic seems to be flowing freely as you approach, as you can see wagons and people on foot kind of going back and forth. As you arrive at the front of the bridge, you see people kind of looking at you and waving or kind of giving you a slight nod as they recognize your armor and can tell that even if you're not nobility, they recognize that you're definitely someone of means, someone with wealth. So they clear the road, make sure to stay out of your way. At one point, you kind of have to stop as a kind of child runs out into the street, and he's just like trying to get a good look at you. And his mother comes over and like picks him up and takes him back over the side and just stands on the other side of the fence to their home. But you approach what looks like 4 guards kind of standing there. A couple have halberds, and the other 2 just lazily hanging out. They're sitting on stools, and as someone approaches ahead of you, they kind of stop them, and you can see they exchange a few words, and then you can see them reach into their coin purse and give them a couple of coins. And then they see you, and he waves you forward to come up to the bridge.
I'll dismount and lead Ephialtes in behind me.
Okay. So a guard, kind of a gruffer, older gentleman with like a large mutton chops and well-maintained beard, kind of steps forward, takes a look at you, looks at the horse, gives you a real good look up and down. What brings you here?
Well, if I must divulge that, it would be to meet an old friend from a very old battle.
All right, sounds good enough to me.
Thank you.
So, a couple of silver is the tax for crossing.
Understandable. A couple would be 2, precisely.
He kind of looks for a minute at the other 2. 2 silver's fine.
Excellent. I'll dig into my pouch, pull out 2 silver.
All right. So he grabs them, checks it, bites one with the teeth, puts it into a coin pouch, goes, well, be on your way, sir.
Absolutely. You're doing a fine job, by the way.
So, well, it's not as exciting as being on the roads.
Understandable. Understandable, but the roads are far more dangerous.
They sure are, especially during these times.
What would you know of these times specifically?
Well, much of what everybody else would probably know. There's been some issues with people being ambushed on the roads, and we've had merchants complaining of being stopped and, their valuables then taken off of them.
Deplorable.
And nobody really has any answers, it seems, at the moment. We can't seem to pin down who's responsible, and the Knight Armand, he's requested more troops, and they brought in some to scour the kind of the region in the countryside, but whoever it is, they're managing to maintain a safe distance and avoid everything. Although they did ambush one of the patrols and kill all of them.
Oh, that's terrible news. Well, I thank you for your information, and I'll pull out another silver coin and hand it to him.
Oh, thank you.
Of course.
Appreciate it.
Might you be able to point me in the direction of, I believe it's the Hobbled Knight?
Oh, the Hobbled Knight? Well, when you go to the bridge, you're going to end up in the main square. Basically just kind of veer right and follow the signs, and you'll end up on Tavern Row, and there's a whole bunch of ale houses and stuff there. The Hobbled Knight should be kind of near the end.
Excellent. Thank you very much, neighbor.
Sure thing.
and then I'll head that direction.
Have a blessed day, sir.
May the light of Parathor always find you.
Here's to hoping. So, you, the bridges are fairly long, as the island is. They made sure that that they were reinforced. Partially, all the foundations are made of stone, but a lot of most of the bridge on the top part it's all wood. Some of it seems to be nearing that time where it needs to be replaced. There's some creaks and some cracks as you lead the horse across. But finally, you make it into town. So as you're kind of leading your horse into the main square, you hear a lively bit of music coming from a 2-story corner building with a red hanging sign that's shaped like an overflowing beer mug, and it reads "The Rusty Tankard." And you notice a line of about, on the opposite side, you notice a line of about 10 people being served like these bowls with these like some sort of like steaming food from this very simple vendor cart, being handled by this kind of older looking halfling woman in this very kind of just reserved, like earthy like dress. It almost seems like she's probably should be like poor from when you take a good look at her. They're kind of ragged, and you can see there's obvious sewn patches into it. And she really seems to stand out based on the fact that she's running a business. But also the people, from what you've seen coming into this main square, wear very fine clothes. The town, based on that, seems to do fairly well in its trade. Many of the men have like saggy cloth, like plumed hats, colorful two-tone shirts with overcoats or fine gambesons. Many of the women are wearing brightly colored and patterned red, green, or blue long dresses with like shoulder ruffles and cloth hats. You also see a variety of different like buckled bodices, leather work boots, traveling hats, and heavy coats or short sleeve shirts among some of the working men and women that you can see going in and out of the various shops as well. But the wealthy, the aristocratic that seem to be kind of up on the catwalks above you, they really stand out. They're doubling down on these fashions and accenting them with like gaudy like gold jewelry, with adding purple to the mix as well. And these tall, you see a woman that has this really tall neck collar. It like comes up to the top, like right up to the chin. It's topped with these ruffles that go around just underneath the chin. You see a variety of halflings, humans, and dwarves intermingling in the streets like old friends who never lost touch. They're laughing and talking. People are carousing. Based on what the gossip, you could probably hardly believe that there's even something dangerous happening outside of this township at the moment. Most of these people live and do all the work here. The wealth brought in by the fish industry out of the lake, it's obviously making its way into most of the town folks' hands.
Good.
You see the bright sun rays catching a myriad of stained glass windows in the shops and homes, which kind of casts these dazzling like rainbow rays down onto the sturdy dwarf set cobblestone roads below your feet. The densely built 2-story homes are adorned with these multiple staircases, bridges, and catwalks that allow people to look down on those below or cross the busy streets without interruption to the flow of horse traffic and cart traffic. So, and then standing above you, you see a bronze 15-foot statue of the town's founder, and you can read the placard of Peideldorf, founder of Stockwend. And then it seems that you've drawn some attention. So people start to notice you, and they start to talk and point and look. And a few young men begin to approach you from the side. And one, a dusty blonde-haired man with like a mustache, well-trimmed mustache and this pointy chin beard, addresses you. Just, good sir, can I maybe ask you a small question?
Of course you can, neighbor.
You don't seem like you're from around here, so I assume that you might be one of those many adventurers that our Mayor Obenwald says has been asked to come help us with our problems here?
I have heard news of this, and that is my plan. And I make sure I say that loud enough to where anybody trying to watch can hear it.
Okay. Well, that's good news. We're glad to hear it. You definitely look like a man who's been on many adventures, and
This is true.
you look like you're up to the task. So we're glad to see that someone maybe more regal and more honorable has arrived. There's been a lot of shady types and strange individuals here, and there was definitely one that arrived the other day that was just terribly, terribly annoying.
Terribly annoying doesn't sound anything worse than maybe disruptive. We each have our own ways. Perhaps a little bit of understanding and mercy might help.
That's why you're honorable.
This is true.
Either way, most of the other adventurers who've arrived in town have been staying in whatever rooms or places they can. Some have been staying in people's homes and leasing rooms that way, as we only have the Rusty Tankard and the Hobbled Knight for inns, for actual space for travelers.
Which of the two has the best drink, would you say?
Oh, well, I mean, that's the best drink. Well, I would say that the Rusty Tankard has an amazing Dwarven's Ale. But you can definitely find some very fine wine in there as well. And the lodgings are very good, from what I understand. I don't stay there myself, but I've heard that the Rusty Tankard is fine. And the owner is a stand-up individual, and he's been here forever. The business has been. He inherited it from his best friend, who unfortunately died in an accident. But,
Tragic.
I've heard interesting things about the Hobbled Knight as well, though. The rooms are nice. They're not necessarily upstanding and nearly as exquisite or fully furnished as those in the Rusty Tankard, but they have an interesting sporting event there where people will kind of challenge each other in a dueling ring. That seems to be a go-to place for a lot of the soldiers and guards, as apparently the owner was some sort of officer in the army somewhere. I haven't met him personally, but I've heard he's kind of grumpy and interesting, to put it lightly.
That sounds like the person I'm looking for. So, thank you very much for the information.
Oh, so you know someone in Stockwend as well?
Yes, I do.
All right. Well, best of luck. You just go right down here and follow it down Tavern Street.
Excellent, thank you. And what was your name?
My name is... Let me pull that up. Bright Hanwick.
Bright Hanwick?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent name.
Yep. Either way, I'll be moving along with my day. Good day to you, sir.
Thank you.
And so him and his friends kind of wander off and go into the crowd.
All right. Oh, you hear that, Ephialtes? They do need us here. That'll be a nice change.
All right. So, you're just going to continue down to the Hobble Knight then?
Just keep making my way down.
Yep. So, following the road, you do pass... I mean, they weren't lying. They might not have a ton of inns, but they definitely have a bunch of ale houses and taverns. And there's people in and out of them and a variety of different music. You could tell that minstrels and bards alike probably make a very strong killing in this town, traveling through and passing news. You pick up on some just general gossip, people talking about the state of the Empire, and people were worried about electors and where the elector, the Count Grand Duke of Teutoburg, is going to cast his vote, whether or not he should be. A lot of people in the streets seem to think that he should be the next emperor for sure. They believe that he's earned it and he's loyal, and it has proved that that the Empire comes above all things. And considering that he's kind of a not necessarily like a war hero per se, but a lot of the rest of the Empire and the people of Teutoburg view themselves as just especially righteous and proud, considering they are normally the front line of invasions from a lot of the other threats that Brevatis faces. And you're familiar with this kind of this stoic triumphalism inside Teutoburg and how people feel about it as a whole. It's not unfamiliar to you. You've experienced it in going to the main imperial state in Reichland, and you've seen it in knights that you've met from Teutoburg. But a lot of people kind of keep their space and give you the space necessary, and they just, once again, they greet you with like gentle nods or waves and such. Nobody seems to really want to either hassle you or bother you or get in your way in any way. So you reach the end of the road, and it from there it kind of just turns into mostly just like a cul-de-sac, and it's just all from there, just like 2-3 story suburban homes or townhomes. But you see a sign that says the Hobbled Knight Inn and Tavern, and there's a broken heater shield in Teutoburg's colors, like black and yellow, hanging from it. It doesn't sound like you don't hear a bunch of music or anything coming from outside, but it seems nice enough. It's not run down. It's not a dive. You've stayed in worse places before.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And there's a crowd of there's like 5 people standing near the front door as they're hanging out and talking, like a halfling, a couple of elves, and a dwarf, and a couple of humans, and they're all intermingling and having a good time. And you overhear bits of their conversation. They're all just discussing the prices and taxes on fish, and how it's ridiculous that the merchants basically just like keep such a tight grip on the amount of money that comes out of their pockets.
Right. Is there a place, either a stable or a place to tie off my horse at the front of the tavern?
Yeah, there's individual hitching poles. There's like 5 of them out front.
Okay. Yeah. I'll lead Ephialtes over, hitch him to one of the posts, pat him on the head, and now you be nice and try to refuse a few of the treats if they happen to come by this time. Then as I'm walking by, I'll pat him on the side.
He flicks his tail, and you can see his ears just kind of flinch a little bit.
And then I'll actually go to one of the saddlebags, and I'll pull out. I have this beautiful long purple cloak, and I'll pull that out and pull it around my shoulders and clasp that, and then I'll walk into the tavern.
Okay. So, what's your tavern look like?
So, as you walk in and actually, can you not? Thank you.
Technical difficulties.
Always. You walk in. It's actually quite a nice tavern. Right when you walk in the center of the room, there's actually a large table where there's a lot of different soldiers and militarymen kind of sitting and eating. They're all gesturing, talking back and forth. One of them is even leaning back in the stool. You can hear it creaking. There's actually another room all the way on the right that you see it's bound over. And as you look in, you see it's more of a dining area where couples are sitting and having a little bit more of a dinner. In the left, you see more of some card games and actually some different betting going on and some people messing around. There's a few other tables scattered around, just people just drinking and talking. And the bar is all the way straight back, where you see a younger man, his hair pulled down to the back of his neck, a rather nice goatee, nothing too fancy. You see him rubbing a mug, talking with a gentleman right in front of him as he's pushing a new mug of alcohol aside for a gentleman walking up. And you see a woman walking back and forth, kind of serving drinks, gesturing lightly. And it's actually surprisingly pretty busy with just soldiers and military men. And what it looks like it's a gruff crowd.
Okay.
And you see an old man just sitting in the back, looking around, drinking a drink, not doing much.
What's this old man look like?
All right. So,
You thought you were going to get away with that?
100%. So, what this old man looks like is he's actually rather stocky. He's not too tall, very broad-chested. You see him wearing some just chainmail over it. It's just another shirt. It looks like he's not ready for battle, but he could put up a fight if he needed to, just in what he's wearing naturally. On his hip, you actually see a sword. One of the few people who actually seems to have a weapon on his side right now. Most people seem to not have their weapons with them at the moment. His hair is a mix of gray with a little bit of black. He has a really nice trimmed goatee. His hair is actually just rather ruggish. It's there's actually an undercut on the left side. The rest of it kind of rolls over, and you see a bunch of scars and marks. His arms are weathered. He looks like he's been battle tested and beaten a few times. You see the wear and tear on him, that's for sure. And that's what you can see from the angle. You can kind of catch a glint underneath the table of what looks like one of his legs seems to be glowing ever so slightly.
Glowing. I'll take a couple steps into the tavern, and then I'll... Sergeant Sturm! In 72 years of my life, I have never seen a soldier let himself go so much.
At your raised voice, you see at least a dozen patrons kind of look over, and then they just go back to minding their own business, playing cards and gambling and such.
You hear the table creak and like move a little bit, almost like he jumped a little bit at that, being called out, and he just looks over at you, and the mug comes flying in your direction. And all you hear is, I don't know who you... Yo, there we go. The voice. I don't know who you think you... How we gonna do? It's pleasure. There you go. I don't know who you think you are, but what are you doing? Talking shit in my tavern. As you hear the table creak and he stands up and he's limping at you as fast as it seems he wants to. As he's doing it, you're hearing a creak and some gear shifts from the other leg as you realize that he has a prosthetic, not a prosthetic leg, but like a, looks like a gnome engineered leg on his right side.
I'll put my hand to my sword at my side. Careful. I know you can fight. I won't take it easy on you just because you've gotten a new leg. And then I'll pull my hood down so you can see my face. And smile.
Wait, I haven't seen you in years. Like, long years.
7 years and 4 months, Conrad.
Was it Ezra?
Ezra, yes.
Ezra. Last time I saw you, there was goddamn greenskins everywhere and everybody was dying.
They were. We weren't.
I don't know about you. I'm the old one. Why aren't you remembering?
Excuse me? It's kind of loud in the tavern. Perhaps we could find someplace to sit?
No, better. Follow me. As I head out and I walk to the back, and there's another set of double doors, actually. And he just throws them open. And as you see, there's actually a couple different, there's a basically to the back door where normally there might be storage or something. But in this case, there's actually a dueling ring in the center, drawn out in circles. To the right, there's even an archery post some ways away. We can talk out here. He looks out, seeing the two young men fighting, and he just goes, Jeffrey, Bryn, get down inside. And they both kind of go, shit, and just run inside.
You run a tight ship?
Always. Always have. Always will. Only one who gets away with shit is my daughter. Don't tell her I said that.
I won't.
Good.
So the tavern, it looks good. It's like you said you wanted to do.
It took a while, but I got it done. It helps that the house was owned by a friend, and I just added on to it and built to it. But I'm happy with it.
And it's a successful business?
While I was away, the wife ran it well.
And you're done with your soldiering, with travels, all of that?
7 years ago, I retired. I was done. My wife wanted me home. She was getting sick. One of the kids left. Wanted to be a goddamn wizard. So I was coming home.
It's an honorable profession.
Sure, honorable, but he wanted his life. I let him live it. He left like I did when I was young. He did his job. Good for him.
Good. And I hope that they are both in extremely well health.
My wife passed away a couple years ago. She went to Parathor's embrace like she wanted, which is good. I'm just goddamn too stubborn to go along.
I see. Well, you have
Can't
my
leave my daughter
condolences.
with the dumbass that she's with. Not yet, anyway.
I mean, I could throw the gauntlet at him.
You'd kick his ass. The boy ain't a fighter. He's a people person. He talks for a living.
The world needs those two.
I know, but I gotta like him.
Fair. Well, I'm sure you've heard the news of the roads becoming more dangerous, the ambushes.
I've been hearing it. Is something coming? I feel it in the bones. Almost like the weather's changing.
Well, I'm here to investigate that, and I wouldn't mind having a man from the last wall at my back.
Wait. You want me to go help you?
This is true.
You're fucking crazy. I'm old. I ain't like your blessed ass. I age.
We're both old.
You ain't old. You're cheating, and you know it.
Is it cheating if it's Parathor's will?
You and me both know it ain't Parathor's will that gave you that young life. It's his will that you fighting. It ain't the will that you young.
To know one's own creation story would be fantastic. But, again, I wouldn't mind having you at my side.
You see him actually kind of stop and walk out to the rink and kind of walk a couple circles around. He's subconsciously rubbing his the hilt of his blade, which you kind of notice is actually a little dark, and the handle's pure black. There's no shine to it. Oh, you were raising a finger, so I stopped. And he looks at you and goes, I've been feeling the need to fight. I can feel it in my bones. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be around. And no one's really taking the challenge of the Hobble Knight no more.
The challenge?
Yep, something I've been doing since I got back. Kept me in shape, kept me going. I'd let the youngins from the barracks, any soldiers or adventurers that want, they can challenge me. We do a sword fight, first to bleed. You win, you get free room, board, and drink. You lose, you know an old man kicked your ass, and you go buy my food, and you tip the daughter.
I have to be honest, that sounds incredibly barbaric.
It's 7 years undefeated. You know what? It's barbaric, but you know what? I'm an old man, doesn't mean I'm not a fighter no more. I like teaching the youngins what they missing and make sure they don't get too lazy when there's no war.
So what stopped you from getting lazy then, if they're not challenging? This adventure?
No, I go up and I help train the kids at the barracks.
Admirable. I'm sure you have much to teach.
God damn it, they still don't know how to put up a goddamn wall. But you want my help.
I do.
All right?
Well,
Who else you looking for? What we doing? Ain't just gonna be you and me.
well, you're the only one I know, but I've heard there are many adventurers in town, and I wouldn't mind finding a few of them, maybe some of the more talented ones. I know that just anybody thinks they can pick up a blade. But if we could find a few of those, I would, of course, like old times, be willing to split the profits fairly.
I'm set. If the profit's big enough, maybe, but I'm pretty good right now. So what type of people you looking for? Like just adventurers?
Adventurers.
Want to be
yes.
heroes? What we need? Can of fodder?
Good people.
You know what? I might have people that are staying at the tavern. They're in the inn. They're staying the night.
You've seen at least maybe a dozen different adventuring types kind of come into town, but most of them are just by the read based upon how they carry themselves. You can see that they're mostly just foolhardy fucking bogarts, just there to try and like say that they're there to adventure and do things, but most of them aren't real adventurers. And aside from a few, very limited few come to your mind when it comes to people probably capable of taking on any kind of adventure like that.
I have a pair staying in the inn. It's an annoying little fucking bird. And a goddamn gnome that wants to touch my leg. It's weird.
Excuse me. A bird?
it's a bird. I don't know what the fuck they're called. It's a weird little bird with big ass eyes, big beak, little angry little shit. Looks like it'd take or stab you when it ain't looking.
This sounds exactly like what I meant when I said good people.
No, you said good people. I'm not talking about good-hearted people. I'm looking about people that can do the job. Difference.
Well, you've always been a mediocre judge of character, so
I had the best goddamn wall, and I picked each one. I'll have you know it was good.
It was a fantastic wall.
Till the goddamn fucking troll broke it and broke me, son of a bitch. You hear him just walk back to the tavern, limping, and he leans over, grabs a cane on the wall, and starts using it to walk along, kind of grunting a little bit more as he feels a little bit more pain in his leg, and you just hear him mumbling curses, a little bit more aggressively as he kicks open the door, and all you hear from the inside is, "Where's the bird? Where's the gnome? Where you at?"
So you hear him? You down there?
I know you're down there. I think you should introduce yourself first.
Ouch.
So suddenly, all these people in the bar like look down, and they see you standing there,
As
and just down.
yeah, open a big old cup and I set it down.
Yeah,
I side eye you.
yeah, you. Where's you and your owner, friend? I don't know.
I'm just a curious Kenku. I just want to learn. I mean no harm.
Yeah, the way you said that, not helping your case. Where's the other one?
What do you look like?
Yeah, you got distracted.
Yeah,
Introduce this character.
As I set the glass down, look around, and then I hop off the stool, and then I hit the ground and remember how diminutive I am, as I'm only around 4 feet tall, and I have a traveler's cloak, worn, pretty crappy. My hands are wrapped with some basic bandages made to resemble something like gloves, little talons on the tips of my fingers. I am very light, and as I land, there's very little impact. I am a Kenku, and the feathers are black, and as it gets towards the edge of the feathers, it appears more like an oily blue slick, like some birds tend to have. I have some basic armor, some studded leather on, awkwardly over my feathers, underneath my cloak, a strap that holds a little satchel full of chunks of metal and basic tools and just junk, and it rattles as I jump down. And then on the other side of me, I carry a rather large book with many pieces of paper just kind of shoved in. A couple fall out as I hop down, and I grab and I pick them up and I stuff them back in the book, and I close it and I guard the book very, very safely and carefully. I have a rather large beak poking out from under my hood, and large yellow eyes that just constantly give a blank stare.
Like looking into the abyss
Like,
itself.
yeah,
Looking right back.
Yeah, just looking.
Dead. And it just, what? Dead inside.
But yeah, I walk up to you. Yeah, you and your friend.
As I turn and I start like kicking out and stamping as I walk, and then I go up. I go over and I go up the stairs, stamping up the stairs.
I follow along.
And then
You hear me just kind of chuckling, going, "I don't know what the fuck you are, but this is great."
You upstairs slowly hear it coming. The old familiar. And then thud, creak, creak, thud, creak, creak, thud, creak, creak.
Oh.
As it stops at the door, and I point at the door.
What's your name?
I'm just a harmless Kenku.
name? What do we call you? What are you?
Tinker. As I reach into my bag and I hold up a tool.
Your-
Tinker.
Your name's Tinker? All right. And I reach up on the door.
Moments later, the door flies open, and you have to probably adjust your gaze downwards again as you see a gnome, very short stature, about barely 4 feet tall, and she has a pair of goggles in her hands that she's working on at the moment. This gnome is very pale skinned with bright pink hair, bright, sharp blue eyes. She's actually dressed very well for this establishment and has all of her clothing is very fine. So she has a fine undershirt, a fine vest. She has a very thick kind of duster overcoat on that hasn't really seen much use. In fact, most of the gear and clothing she's wearing hasn't really seen much adventuring, it looks like. She has kind of a half-plate breastplate on over this clothing, and she is carrying a rather overstuffed backpack, like one that an adventurer wouldn't carry because they know they don't need all these things, but it seems like she's carrying a little bit too much. And she's working on a pair of goggles that have a ridiculous amount of attachments and gears on them. And she doesn't even look up as she answers the door, and she says, I have to switch into voice now. It's just
fine.
like you.
Yep, go ahead.
Yes, Scrape, what is it?
Pardon me, but... Yeah, pardon me. Did you call him Scrape? I thought his name was Tinker.
I thought it was Harmless Kenku.
Pleasure to meet you. His name is actually Scrape. I don't know what he told you, but he's not the best conversationalist. My name's Erie Light Mix. How can I help?
Well, he, as I point at him, Pompadour over here, he's trying to get a bunch of adventurers together to help the town.
I kneel down in front of you
I step back. I'm
graciously
like, that's not me.
and hold my hand out. I am Ezra Reinhardt.
Pleasure to meet you, Ezra. And she reaches out and grabs the hand and gives it a really firm shake, very energetic shake.
He shakes your hand, then pulls it in and kisses it gently. Enchanted, of course.
You actually see a small bit of blush quickly spread through her face, and she stands there in shock and then pulls her hand back. And she's like, and what was it that you fine gentlemen wanted? Again?
I am in need of adventurers. We're going to clean the roads.
Were you the one that sent the letter of summons to me, or how did you even know who I am? I mean, the Light Mix family is pretty prestigious, just not in this more rural area.
I know nothing about a summons, but I received one as well. Perhaps it was a blanket summons for adventurers.
Yeah, he's calling everyone to help. He needs all the help he can get clearing up the roads. This jackass is just a good soldier coming and helping. You were summoned. I own the tavern.
Well, were you the one that sent it, or who is he in this case? You said he is summoning adventurers. Who is he?
The mayor.
Oh, that does make sense. Well, if you're looking for adventurers, I can testify for my own abilities. Scrape is good in a pinch.
Excellent.
I can testify for my own abilities.
Wait,
He's a very kind spirit. He doesn't speak much common. He likes to mimic.
but he just said what you said in your voice. That's weird.
It's a skill. It's a
It was
skill.
quite fantastic.
It's creepy.
It's quite fantastic.
Oh shit! What did you get me into?
No. Trust me. There's many times it does come in handy. I'd give him a shot. He's rather harmless, if just a little bit weird. But aren't we all just a little bit weird?
Indeed.
No, I'm goddamn normal. What?
Scrape looks down, but he looks almost sad, but it comes out weird as he says, "Hey, be quiet."
You ain't getting no sympathy from me.
Completely distracted, she, as you say that about being normal, she fixates on your leg again and kind of leans over and says, Are you sure that you don't want me to take a look at souping that thing up? I swear it's not going to be painful in the slightest, and Tinker technology has come quite far in the time since you've had that outdated piece put on.
As Scrape pulls out a tool, Tinker.
Thank you, Scrape. And she takes the wrench.
I don't know you. No, not yet. Maybe never. Probably never.
Well, what if I were to win that challenge of yours?
You see him reach up and start rubbing his beard. Maybe. No, that's cheating. Cheating. No. You get food, you get drink. That's it.
I don't understand how that's cheating if I best you, and instead of giving me free things, I upgrade your leg with proprietary light mix technology.
I'm not letting you touch my leg.
Maybe eventually then.
Well, there's two. If we're going out, let me go get my goddamn armor and my shield.
Well, I don't know that we need to leave right this second, but if
I'm going with
if you
you,
need to clean it and prepare it, it's probably gathering dust somewhere.
How dare you assume I don't care for it? And you just hear me stomp off, and then I come back 10 minutes later, this time more heavily.
Well, while he's gone,
It's like reverse
and letting his
humor.
voice heal for a
Yeah,
second.
so you leave the scene, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna go put my armor down on.
Cool.
Real quick.
So when you go downstairs, basically you have to attend to a couple of different matters and individuals. There's a couple of town guards kind of getting into a argumentative fight with like the regimental troops that have been stationed nearby. So you kind of put an end to that. Grab the youngins by the collars and basically kick them all out and tell them not to come back at least for a day.
As I walk up, I walk up to one of the other military guys, and I walk and go, Wilmer, need a favor. Older gentleman's like, what? Watch the tavern. Help me. If any ruffians start ruffian, you kick their ass. And at that, I just don't even wait for him to respond. I walk above the fireplace and look up as there is a rather gorgeous, ornate shield that it seems to be gold-plated to some degree with red wings that come off two eagles' heads that are facing away. As he grunts, picks up his cane, kind of struggles for a second, and then pokes it. And it tinks and falls off, and he catches it. And then he goes in the back and gets dressed, grabbing his armor.
All right. So once you see him leave the room and goes down the hallway, what are you doing?
Am I correct in assuming you two aren't from around here?
We're actually about 900 miles removed from home at this point. So yes, this is our first time in the area. What about you?
I've traveled the length and breadth of Brevatis many times, but it's been quite a while since I've been here. Stockwend is, it smells of fish.
That's kind of charming in a way, right? Most of the main cities don't really have smells anymore except grease and oil and dirt. And out here you get all these kind of scents that you'd never get anywhere else.
It's a fair point. Very fair point. What we need then is a guide. Somebody who's familiar with the area. Maybe you know somebody? How long have you been in town?
No, we've only been here a night. We were trying to figure out who even sent this summons to begin with, and I was sampling the local alcohol. Does not your friend know somebody?
I imagine he does. We'll ask him when he returns. Your friend is a Kenku?
He is, yes. He's been my lab assistant for some time now. I found the poor thing in a accident and saved his life. And he's been trying to learn what he can from me since we met. He's making progress, ever so slowly, but it's still progress nonetheless.
So you're a smith, a crafter?
That's one word for it. Yes, I like to mesh magic with the newest inventions that you probably ever heard of. I'm a member of the Light Mix Guild, and we specialize in, well, actually, she kind of looks you up and down with the armor. You may have heard of us. We work with the military quite often on improvements.
Yes, the proprietary light mix inventions, I believe you said?
Light Mix Inventions, you're probably more familiar with the Light Mix Special, which is our artillery that we recently rolled out a couple of years ago. I believe it was towards the end of the York War. I can never keep it straight. But it's pretty famous at this point.
I can't say I have. I've worked alongside the military, but it was not a soldier myself.
Does your armor have like the same stuff that your banner had on it?
Yes.
Okay.
On the upper left corner of the breastplate, there is the symbol of that silver lance on the purple and black background.
Would I know what this is?
Like recognize his
insignia or the
insignia
symbol?
and
Yeah.
heraldry. Make a history check.
We'll make a history check.
First roll of the game!
Oh.
Oh my.
Oh my. 22.
You maybe not exactly for sure can place exactly what it is, but you recognize some of it. It's just not all like coming directly to you. It does look familiar.
Okay.
Like you've seen it before, and you are familiar with the style and the kinds of people who wear it, and you are familiar with like knights and paladins, as you've had to be close to those kinds of people in doing work through your family, through like the College of Engineering, the Imperial College of Engineering. So tell her what it means.
Well, I see you eyeballing it, and I pull out a pendant that has the same symbol on it, and I hand it to you. That is the mark of the Order of the Silver Lance.
Order of the Silver Lance. I swear I've seen this somewhere before. Is it a large order, a famous order, perhaps?
I don't deal in glory or whether or not we are famous, perhaps. But we hail from Ostrom. Beautiful wheat fields there. If you haven't been, go.
Well, I'll add it to my list.
And you'll notice the silver lance is crowned with a rising sun, similar to. Please don't bite that. It's similar to the symbol you would see on Parathor's holy heraldry.
That's probably one reason why it's so familiar, then.
That would signify that I am a paladin of the order.
Paladin of the Order.
Yes.
Is that why you glow slightly?
No. I am a rarity in these parts.
What kind of rarity? There's so many different ways you could glow. You could have an enchantment on your armor. You could be of a blessed nature. I mean, the list goes on and on. For all I know, you have gunpowder in your pants. But why do you glow specifically?
I am... The circumstances of my birth were blessed by Parathor himself, I believe.
Blessed by Parathor himself. Friends in high places, then.
I'd like to think so. If you don't mind, I'll take the crest back.
Oh, yes, sorry. It was very fascinating.
Thank you.
She hands it back.
I'll pocket that. Perhaps we find our cantankerous loudmouth.
Yes, it does seem that he wandered off, and we're supposed to find some sort of a guide. What time of the day is it? Is it morning?
Yeah, it's still like mid-morning. It's like 11 a.m.-ish.
Okay. I mean, the day's just begun, and if we want to find a guide, we might as well get going and start on this adventure.
You hear heavy chinking now as I come walking back.
Oh, it's the sound of those horribly unlubricated gears.
I come around the corner. I'm suddenly wearing plate mail, so a bunch of different moving pieces. My pauldrons are rather spiky. They're all painted in black and yellow, showing the colors of Tudorburg. Almost did it again. Tudorburg. Thank you. I did it again, didn't I? I did it. I've been on at Tudorburg for like 2 weeks now. Tudorburg. Teutoburg.
Teutoburg.
Wearing the colors of Teutoburg,
Which are?
black and yellow. You see the rather ornate shield that encompasses more than half of my body on my left arm, and I come walking back, not with my cane, but just my arm resting on my sword. As I come back, my helmet's actually clipped on the left side of my hip. You see the tabard signifying Teutoburg as well. The only difference is on the center, there is a symbol of what looks like multiple shields ranked across each other, and that's just that would be the symbol of the regiment he was in. You see out of his armor, you see different doublets, basically poofs of clothing that are peeking through the armor halves, just the fashion for most soldiers at the time. All right, I'm ready. Yes.
We
So
Conrad, we need a guide. If we're to protect the roads, we will need to find bandits or whatever they are off of the roads.
Are we guided like in the city or like in the wilderness?
A wilderness guide.
Huh.
Don't you know anything about the area?
No,
Then what have you been doing while you've been here? Have you not been exploring?
I'm old. No.
Just because you're old doesn't mean that you stop. I swear, you short-lived races.
Yeah, I'm not gonna live past 80. Whoop-de-doo. And he at that he stops. Wait, follow me. As he hobbles a little faster, ching, ching, ching. As I go down the stairs, he yells out, "Maya, is your friend in town?" You see a lady stop and turn, the lady who's been running around serving drinks, and she just runs up. What? What you want, Pa? Your friend, the ranger, the hunter, Corin's daughter. And she goes, "Oh, yes." Oh my God, my voice is going. Holy shit. Bree is in town. Yes. Is she with her grandpa?
Other people talk to themselves. It's more fun
And she
than
goes,
having to do it myself.
"Yeah, she's in town." All right. I might be gone and never come back. Maybe. I don't know. Might die. Good luck.
You're doing a great job.
He hobbles out with a little bit of pep, and you can tell that she's either frustrated or baffled by what just happened. And since she's handling a tray of hot piping food like soups and stuff, she can't really do anything. And she goes to go, but then just gives up and starts looking for a place. And then you see him just out the door, just quickly
Going faster as I'm like, oh shit.
trying to get away. Followed by a Kenku and a gnome, and then followed by you.
As I start, I look out, look around. This way. As I start heading towards the gracious bear.
Boar.
Your mind is leaving you in your old age.
It happens.
This is starting to become a regular character trait. Memory loss. Just
Legitimately, that one I legitimately wrote down wrong, so that's my fault.
So Eerie and her companion follow as you guys continue on then.
Yep, just chinking along.
I'll stop by Ephialtes on the way out.
Okay.
I guess wait here for a minute. We'll be back, I promise. And I'll pat him, reach over into the saddlebag, grab a treat, and give it to him.
Okay. What kind of treat?
So it's like a really nice it's like hardtack, but it's got some brown sugars in it.
Okay.
So it's much easier to palate.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you pull out your palm and give it to him, and he just takes it in real quick, eats it, and goes back to minding his own business, looking around, and puts his head down, and then just lays down.
How very graceful of a knightly steed.
You actually see a
Thank you,
couple of young women off to the side kind of laugh, and they're pointing at him. He just pays no mind, just brings the legs in, just sits on his side.
Don't mind him. He's
Amazing.
third generation, and they all had attitude.
All right, so yeah, you make your way through the streets without any kind of issue, and you find yourself out front in front of the gracious boar.
I walk up and do not knock and walk in.
Okay. So as you enter, you see a kindly, kind of an older halfling man. He's kind of looking up. He's got these like Coke bottle like thick like glasses right on, and he looks up from like a ledger, and he has this, and he's writing. So he has a quill and inkwell, and he kind of just sees and has to look around this like set of like rack of these fine like fur coats or pieces that are kind of hanging, and he sees like, who's there? Who's there?
Corin.
I can't see.
It's me, Corin. It's a Conrad.
Who?
The only other grumpy bastard in this town.
So you hear a chair kick out, and he like jumps down. You hear the feet tick 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 tick, and then you see him come over. The halfling's kind of one of his ears is kind of damaged from something. You've never really actually gotten the answer from how his ear got damaged, but he kind of sees you and he comes up pretty close to all of you, looks up and, oh, it's you.
Yeah, it's me.
What do you want? You're coming back?
No.
I told you. Don't set foot in here unless you want to settle up on the bet. So, I assume you got my silver pieces.
Now, it is not knightly
God
to
damn it.
owe a debt,
Forgot.
Conrad.
No, I've been busy.
I'll
You
pay
know
the-
what?
I'll
Yo,
pay
you
the
won.
debt.
I dare you to pay it. I'll fucking hit you.
No, you won't.
I reach into my pouch and I pull out the silver. You did win, god damn it. Man of my word, I just been busy. Apologies.
Reaches up and takes it. Well, we both know I didn't really win, just because my daughter's a better shot than you are. And then he pockets it.
She cheated, god damn it. I swear.
We done gone over this. There's no cheating. She didn't cheat.
You know what? You're right. Damn good shot, though. Actually, speaking of your daughter.
I don't like when you speak about my daughter. Where's
understandable.
your daughter?
She's running the tavern with fucking Jackass.
Yeah, I agree. He's a jackass.
He's a fucking fancy lad. I don't like it.
Well, she could have gotten hitched to someone much worse. At
True.
least there's room to move up. His
He's a-
family's been here for a long time, so remember that.
I know, and he's a good kid, but sometimes he just can't shut up.
You, how's that snipe infestation going around your place? You find them yet?
Got it taken care of. Thankfully, I had to hire help, but I got it done.
Oh, really? You got it done, huh?
Yeah, I asked help from the barracks.
No.
Gave him money to do it.
I bet you did. He just kind of laughs. He turns and looks at all of you.
We were
He got rid of those snipe, didn't he?
We were staying
Either
in an
way.
infested inn?
No, it's not.
All right, well,
What
you're
to do?
here for my daughter. Bree!
At least I don't have worms in my leather.
Where you at, Bree? So,
Alright, so from one of the from the back
get some
room,
different liquid.
I come out. You see a halfling woman. I have dark brown hair, kind of pulled up in like a really messy bun on top of my head. There's pieces falling out, but I'm not gonna fix it. I'm wearing studded leather armor, and I have 2 crossbows kind of hooked onto my belt on either side, and I have kind of piercings like all up my gnomish ears, which are, bigger than normal. Lots of piercings. I'm kind of dirty. I've got like dirt on my face and arms and stuff. Like I just don't care about it at all. But yeah, so I come out into the front room where everybody else is. What is it?
Cheater! You cheater! Stop that! Ow! That hurt!
It's alarming.
Well, dear granddaughter, weird bird Kenku aside, Conrad has some friends here, and they're looking for I don't know what from you, so you should probably just find out from them, okay? And what he comes over and like licks his thumb and starts rubbing the dirt off your cheek. He's like, what did I say about like, cleaning up when you come back into the shop?
Stop it.
Listen, come here. He just starts trying to fix your hair for you.
I'm kind of running up to the front, and I kind of hop down under, like, they have the little things that come up on the counters.
Yep.
So I just kind of slide under it, pushing him off. I figured you'd need my help. What's up?
I don't need it. They need it. They need a guide. Here, Bree, Ezra, this is Scrape, and this is Erie.
Be careful, Bree. He's wearing armor, which means he's in trouble with his daughter.
I already left her pissed off when I ran out and said I might die.
He's just like, oh, great.
It
And
was
she's going to
quite
come here
harmless.
looking for you, and I'm going to have to hear it.
Yep.
And he just like turns and starts walking towards the back, closes the door behind him, and you hear a lock, and then an unlock, and he opens it real quick, peeks out and goes, I wasn't here, and closes it.
Your daughter sounds like a chip off the old block.
She gets it from her mother, I swear. I've seen her kick some soldiers' ass when I wasn't looking. I'm
Hopefully
terrified.
she doesn't get her looks from you.
Yeah.
Bree, was it?
Yes, Breathe. Good to meet you all.
I do that same thing I did before. I kneel and bow. My name is Ezra Reinhardt, and I am at your service.
I'm gonna kind of like grab your shoulders and kind of lift you up. That's far too formal for here.
I stand up.
I don't know. I liked it.
I'm gonna lean in. You kiss her hand, I'm telling her dad.
He would be honored, I'm sure.
No.
Well, we need a guide. I don't know if you've received the summons that some of us have, but the roads need to be cleaned up. Bandits or something out there. And we need somebody who knows the area. I would be willing to offer an even split of any of the payment, of course.
Well, I should think so. But you're in luck. Guiding you through the forest is my specialty.
Excellent. Speaking of specialties, what does the bird
I bet you it was murder.
bring to the table?
Lots of murder.
He brings a variety of skills. He's a mixed bag, really, but he is handy in combat, if only for a distraction.
Some may say I sell my wares and crafts, but look at them, honey. It's joy. That's what I'm giving the people.
Wait, is he the cannon fodder I talked about?
He's better than cannon fodder, but you have to realize he copies things. He mimics things. So most of the things that you hear him say, someone else has said around him. He doesn't speak for himself too often.
As he gives you a side eye.
Those eyes. It's like staring
Into hell.
into the pit of a hill giant's soul.
Trust me, there is
Except
a heart.
there might be less intelligent behind the ones.
There's a heart there. He can manage basic spells, and I've seen him construct basic things following my diagrams, of course. But he does have that intelligence.
You let him touch the tanker stuff?
Oh, not my supplies. He can see the schematics and forage his own. He has this weird knack for always finding shiny objects, which tend to be very valuable and useful in tinker pursuits.
I kind of look him up and down. Well, he'd make a pretty coat.
Oh, no, I forgot. It's great.
I kind of elbow you. You better calm down or you're going to croak right here in my shop.
Croak.
Yeah.
He'll be back.
As I start calling.
Slap him on the background.
I hold up my buck to you.
You hear
Looking for approval.
you almost feel like you feel a gentle tap on the armor on the back.
I'll take the book from you and open it.
You open it. to find various arcane diagrams and spells, some appearing to be very advanced. Some of the pages start slipping out of the book, though. It's very run down and ragged, and obviously was bound by me.
Well, everything seems to be in order. Nice, excellent book.
And I stopped away looking at you possessively.
But best place to start is not with the summons. We should go to the community board. People have been asking help all around town. Start there.
It's worth a look. Or can't we just go to the source and ask this mayor you said?
He's not accepting people right now.
So he summoned all of us but isn't accepting?
Why wouldn't he be accepting people right now?
I don't know. He ain't accepting people. I don't know.
I feel he might accept me.
Oh, we're going to Mike Square. We're going to look at the goddamn community board.
First, at least.
The garrison posts all the jobs there. That's where the adventurers are going to go and grab what needs to be done.
Well, but we're just not some common adventurers. We're looking for the how would you say, the big adventure, aren't we?
The big adventure's on the board.
I suppose.
And you know how, like, you start here, and then there's, like, texts that move around, and you got to find, like, clues and stuff, and then it goes to the big picture. Those are the clues to the big picture.
This sounds too much like a storybook.
Is how the town works.
All right, you're the expert.
I'm no expert.
In
my
my
town.
experience, the little jobs tend to be tied to the big jobs. When everything goes to Avernus, so to speak, usually there are plenty of clues along the way.
Well, he said, just less Avernus.
Well, we're not getting anything done standing around here. I'm going to throw the door open, the little bell goes ding, 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 and then I'm just heading out.
I like her spirit.
Me
I
too.
go running
Me
at
too.
her. What to do?
Make a history check for me, Mike.
Let me, new character, don't know stats. 1 second. I think it's +3, but I could be wrong. Yeah, I don't know shit. 5.
What you heard was that, and you're not sure because it's conflicting from like different stories, but the mayor more or less hasn't seen anybody. He closed the gates to the mayor's estate like a week ago or so, and there's like a whole bunch of different conflicting rumors about why he did that. Some people say that like he's collecting all his wealth and he's trying to flee town. There's others that say that like he was more or less sequestered there because he's doing a piss poor job of taking care of this. And then you also heard that his son was super ill, so he's taking care of him, and that it wasn't actually on his order that they closed off the mayor's estate, but they're not accepting anybody at the moment.
But, yeah. There's so many stories, it's crazy. And as we're walking, I'll go through and kind of banter with you guys, letting you guys know what the stories were and what possibilities might be of why he's not accepting people today or now.
A city without leadership is not exactly a battle plan for success. This must be trying times indeed. Maybe we should start there.
That's what I think. Go to the source.
Yeah. No one's in. No one's getting in.
So you're telling me if you show up in that getup, he shows up in his getup, and we show up, he's not going to be the slightly little bit interested in us?
No.
I severely think you underestimate how important you look.
Fancy people do like other fancy people.
It's true.
This is true.
You tell them. They're not getting in to see the mayor. No one's seen the mayor.
I mean, we could always start some sort of a smoke fire outside or send a shower of sparks up.
Let's not go
You're not
there.
burning in... What in the hell? No!
What? I wouldn't actually burn anything. Have you heard of fireworks?
What's that?
I have.
You haven't heard of fireworks?
What's a firework?
I have to... We can't do it, but we have to see... I will show you fireworks tonight.
All right. But, God damn it, I'm going to community board. And I just start trudging along angrily, grumbling about youngins and not believing what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would I know
So-
anything about the mayor's house or whatever being closed to visitors?
Yeah, you more or less agree with him that
Okay.
you've heard like the same conflicting rumors. In addition to that, what you've also heard is that there's like a disagreement between the captain of the town guard, Fuso, and basically Obenwald over what to do and what place Amald's regimental troops have in like the town, because there's like some issues with like jurisdiction, more or less. They're just not getting along at the moment. Mhm. So you all head back to the main square then, because that's
Yep.
where the job board is,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So as you show up to the main square, as it just so happens, you see like 7 of the town guard, dressed in their red, white, or the red and blue heraldry for the town, and they got their heater shields and in their breastplate and scale mail, and you see actually Commander Fuso like talking to him, and they're standing near the community board, but they're actually like kind of just outwardly addressing people and talking to them. As you get closer, you actually hear Commander Fuso saying that just addressing everybody, that the town, the mayor has called adventurers here. Amald's troops they're just an additional measure. There's really nothing to be worried about, and people kind of disagreeing, and they're shouting at him and kind of, pushing closer, and he's like, calm down, everybody. I'm telling you, adventurers have arrived in town. We're gonna sort the problem out. Nobody has any reason to believe that it's no more than just regular goblin attacks as usual, escalating. I mean, we have missing cattle, and it all points to them being on the roads and attacking. They're just taking advantage of lightly armored caravans. That's it. And one of the ladies, this older lady, comes over, and she's just like, no, my problem is with all the adventurers showing up here, and they're causing trouble and getting into fights, and now we have crime, and there's thieves taking from people's pockets in the streets. It's more dangerous than it's ever been since I've been alive. And he's just like, we're doing everything that we can. Just be patient. We're gonna work all of this out. We're looking to find the right people to sort the problem out. I promise you. And eventually, like after that, the crowd kind of disperses, and several of the guards are kind of just like, all right, go now, everybody, just disperse. And you see an officer behind him, actually, which you can see based on the rank to both of you that he's probably a sergeant, and he was actually he's in the middle of tacking some notices to the board on purpose. And so he turns, sees you, goes, hey, you.
Yeah.
Come over here for a moment.
All right. Hobble.
Bring your friends.
It was playing.
It's nice to see you again, Conrad. I know I haven't been able to drop by the Hobbled Night lately, but we've been pretty busy. I know that you've heard.
I understand. It's been busy at the street. Crazy what's going on, but I heard what you were saying about finding the right people.
Yeah, I kind of assumed that's what was going on. You seemed pretty, I don't know, directed on the mission when you were approaching the board, and I've never seen you wear your armor.
Pretty boy over here got me up and about.
So he looks at you and, sir, it's good to see someone of your stature, caliber, and rank here in the area. Were you dispatched from Wulfdorf on behalf of the Grand Count? We're expecting knights from the Black Guard, but you don't seem to match the description.
No, I am not a knight of the Black Guard. I do know some of them, though, and they are good men. If you're expecting them, they will arrive, I'm sure. I am Sir Ezra Reinhold of the Order of the Silver Lance. Paladin of Parathor, and Giant Slayer. At your service.
John, those are some
Wait, Giant
hefty
Slayer.
accolades that you're tossing on top of yourself. And so as you're taking a good look at him, and he's kind of standing there, what you see is actually a man who's more or less kind of aging out, far out beyond his better years, almost like Conrad is, but probably a tad, maybe 10 or 15 more seasons his elder at this point. He's got well kept and trimmed hair. He's got this white mustache. And this beard that's just real tight and close. All of his hair is like slicked over. He has kind of like a partial part on the top, and he's wearing his officer's uniform, which is basically shined and polished plate or half plate. You can see that there's some dents and some scuff marks on it, so he's definitely seen combat. He has a rather large and ornate saber with a nice gold guard. In a fairly ornate, like, red scabbard with some silver line embellishments. You can see that he has a basically a merit of service to awarded in Reichland for having fought in the Trolloc Wars about 50 years ago. So he definitely looks like he from your impression of him, his stoic face and the way he holds himself up. He is probably overqualified for the position he's in, and it seems out of place that somebody with his sort of merit and the fact that he wears them openly like that, it feels very out of place for him to be the commander of the town's guard as opposed to some, serving in the court somewhere at his rank. But he just has this resolve and looking at you. Well, if you wouldn't mind, we do have an issue. We have several here. We were posting some notices on the board. If you wouldn't mind investigating some of them we're posting on behalf of others, and there's rewards. But we're currently trying to gather a more information so we can have a more targeted approach to getting rid of these bandits or goblins. I'm pretty sure that they're goblins. Most people. We had a merchant who survived an encounter with them, and that's what he described. Were goblins. They were covered, but they matched the descriptions of the height in their tactics.
Question: would my character know if orcs generally? Do orcs at all like command or subjugate or control like goblins at all?
They can.
They can. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just curious.
Yeah, they can. The orcs in this region worship Thurok, and he kind of puts orc above all for himself, and then the goblins worship Maglubliet, so they have different gods in different directions. But for the most part, in the region, forest goblins are, kind of cowardly and will more or less just get bullied into doing whatever anybody tells them to do. So from that perspective, it could be orcs, it could be people, could be elves, it could be anybody, as long as they are strong enough to tell them to do whatever they want.
Any idea what's causing the goblins to be so aggressive? Normally they're a little scared. Don't tend to get into shit too much.
No, that's why we're looking into it. We don't really have a ton of information. It's scattered reports. The timber mill was burned down. And that seems really out of place for goblin attacks. They don't normally take to destroying other people's property, just taking what they can and fleeing into the woods, into their safe caves and havens away from everybody else, all the armed soldiers and men. And with the additional patrols being brought on and one being slaughtered, it feels like they just don't seem to line up in my experience in dealing with these creatures. You have a systematically slaughtered patrol of armed soldiers and then merchants being, robbed on the roads.
Well, all right. Well, let's take a look at the board, see if there's anything there.
Of course. Rest assured, we will do our best.
All right. Well, you can talk to the sergeant here, Sergeant Thorne, and he'll more or less be the contact for most of any of the payouts that Stockwend is going to be issuing. The notices are on the board. You can just read them.
Depending on how stuff goes, I won't be able to make it for the normal trading this time. Depending on what we're doing. If I'm out, and walking too much.
I walk up to Sergeant Thorne, and I look up at him, because I'm little. I look up at him, and I say in his voice, "Wait here for a minute. We'll be back. I promise." And I start walking over towards the board.
He looks down at you and he's just like, looks around. Commander Fusos's like, I don't know, Sergeant. And he looks at you, and he watches you waddle over the board. Be safe. Times are dangerous at the moment.
Be with Parathor's light.
Good job, comrade. Excellent.
I pull up one of my crossbows. Whatever it is, we'll track it down. And then
Well,
I'll walk over to the board.
I do have faith in your abilities, Bree. I mean, you've been hunting in the woods and surrounding areas since you were basically born, more or less.
That's true. I'm very good.
Yes.
You're right to trust in
So
me.
much confidence in this party.
Well, she helped us. She helped us track down an ogre that was out causing havoc and tearing down trees and making people's lives miserable, taking their cows. And she's the one who found it. The rest of the scouts and the regiment couldn't find it. So
I remember that they were so mad they got beat. It was great.
yeah, I heard that she didn't she just best you in a shooting competition.
Yes,
At least
she
that's
did.
what her grandfather was saying.
As much as I hate to admit it, she beat me in a shooting contest. She ain't beat me in a sword fight though. Ain't no one do that in 7 years.
But someone beat the unbeatable Conrad Sturm at something
I'm gonna
that
kind of
at
whisper
Marshall.
up to him. I let him win the sword fights. You gotta give him one every once in a while.
That's why you didn't want to let me do the challenge, wasn't it? You're scared of tiny people.
No. I just
Either way, I'll be on my way, Conrad.
It was nice to meet you, Commander.
if you need anything, you know where the daughter is, let her know. Just don't tell her where I am. Let her know you have a message for me, just don't tell her where I am though.
He just
You know how it is.
shakes his head and agrees and walks off, and all the guards except for Sergeant Thorne basically follow him. Who's just standing there kind of watching this Kenku at the board as it's just looking up and looking at the notices.
I walk up to the Kenku and I say, "Anything good?"
I point just generically at the board because it's tall.
Does he read?
It's going to take a while to remember that communication is a little difficult with him.
Some languages, from what I put together, the data's still out on it, though. Conrad,
Yeah.
I don't mean to sound insensitive, which I often come off as, but why is the mayor sending all these summons and making such a big deal out of what sounds to be goblins? The local guards and standard fare of adventurers should make quick work of them from what I know, unless there's hordes of them.
Hell, my grandpa could take out a goblin and he's 130.
Exactly. I mean, you took out an ogre. This town sounds like it should be just fine.
Last time, we underprepared for something. It led to goddamn war and us almost losing. So all he's doing is playing smart and preparing for the worst, just in case. There's a reason Brevatis stands tall. That's because Teutoburg prepares.
I mean, there's lots of reasons, actually, if you look at the data on why we're, a great nation, but I mean, sure.
Wait, data? What's that? What's that word?
It's something that you would procure if you spent more time reading.
You mean knowledge?
Yes.
Why don't you say that?
Because data's more than knowledge, but Gunpowder Pants has it right.
Gunpowder pants. What?
Don't worry, all the
You hear
data in the
Thorne
world
laugh.
won't save you from those goblins that were apparently
And then he just
hunting down.
stops.
All right.
Oh, let's look at the board.
Yeah, what we got?
Maybe there's something more interesting.
Amongst like the plethora of just like personal, like individual tasks and stuff, people are asking for just generic jobs, roofing jobs or mason work, or things looking for craftsmen stuff. Among the stuff, you find that you kind of pull down like a group of them. The Kenku grabs one and he just like looks at it and he hands it to you, and it says in big letters, it says, "Please find my lost kitty." and it's written on behalf of a child named Wendy, and based on the direction she lives just off the main square. And it seems that she has lost a white and orange spotted kitty somewhere in the alleys behind their house. You find another one that basically is it's looking at recently several people have disappeared near the old Ruberg house. I've heard screams which are terrifying. Please find out what's happening. Many believe it's the ghost of Madame Ruberg herself, but someone needs to take care of this as soon as possible. And then there's another interesting one that's basically, it says, Lady Clarissa will read your future in the cards. I know you will show up. Where am I? Don't worry. Dear, fate will guide you, Lady Clarissa. But that's really all you really see that's of any kind of interest at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So, lost cat and terrifying screams and gypsy.
Clearly worth summons.
Well,
I do have some experience with ghosts. That could be interesting.
you do.
Yes, I have fought. I've helped these fancy folk in their big armor with some resistance from the vampire aristocracy. They tend to send no longer living beings.
Vampire are not to be trifled with. That's admirable. Truly knightly.
Everything's to be trifled with.
I like that attitude. We'll get along just fine.
Hey, you're both familiar with this. You've both heard. The Ruberg mansion basically is long abandoned. Madame Ruberg died like a couple of months ago. Her husband died a few years before that. They didn't have any kids, and he was a wealthy trade merchant in the fish district or whatever, and the house has basically just kind of been left that way. They cleared out most of any of the valuables and had an estate sale, but like outside of that, nobody really bothers with it.
Well, none of these sound like they're going to point us in the right direction.
Wendy's a nice girl. We can find a cat, I guess.
Yes, find the cat.
If anyone can find a cat, it's her.
It's true, and I'm sure she'd have a much better time of it if we weren't clomping around in our armor. Perhaps we save that one for later?
And Sergeant Thornton is like, I know they're not the most glamorous. We have others in the work, but we're trying to get the details worked out. But the people who live here would be more than happy with some of the more mundane things being. I'm sure they'd be grateful, anyways.
If we get rid of the ghosts, do we get to keep the mansion?
I don't have
need of a
the
mansion.
authority to tell you yes.
I'll take it as a yes, anyways.
The mansion sounds exciting, at least.
And we can look for the cat on the way.
And we really have no clues as to what's going on. But yes, several people have disappeared at night near the house, and they've left no trails, no clues, and there's no blood, no bodies, nothing.
A dead man can't go running to the god. We can't have any loose ends. What's that over there?
Yes, great.
I'm starting to question quite a lot about you. Scrape.
I'm just a curious Kenku. I want to learn. I mean no harm.
I taught him that one. He can learn. But I agree, the mansion sounds promising, if not just better than the standard fare.
I mean, I'm in my armor. If we're going to do it, now's the time to do it.
Then let's go. Unless we're going to beat down the mayor's door, which is still a valid option.
Listen, if you take care of the mansion, I'll personally make sure that you get the goblin bounty that's coming, that we're working out the final details on.
Sold. Mansion.
Even split of the payment, of course.
I lean. I lean over to Sergeant Thorne.
Make us do the cat one, too.
Well, I mean, I can't make you do anything,
Just say it.
Conrad.
Just say it, damn
You
it.
know that.
We're doing the cat one, too.
Deal.
I mean,
Let's
you
go.
might as well.
Cats and ghosts.
Right.
Whoop-de-doo! As I snag the cat. Like sheep.
I have inspiration. It was good because
Ooh, inspiration.
Everybody loves you being an old grump of bastard.
Someone finally rolled one.
huh?
Someone finally rolled
Yeah,
one.
Lil finally rolled the one.
Woo,
She's like, am I
Lil,
really the only person who's done it?
congratulations, you're inspiring.
Oh, I need to talk without having an accent for a second. It feels so nice.
No, stay in it.
This is a great time to take a short break and run our first giveaway of the night for everybody who's been watching. Thank you so much for hanging
let me
out.
go do that.
I hope you've been enjoying yourselves and having a good time learning and about our new characters, getting to know them. Everybody's doing a fantastic job, especially Alex, because it really is annoying.
You want minis? We got minis.
I taught him to say that one too.
All right, so we're gonna start running this giveaway here real quick, and what are we giving away?
Live. Oh, it's live. How do they enter?
So what you gotta do? You gotta go down your keyboard. You gotta hit that little exclamation point, and you put ticket space 1, and you're entered for a chance to win this prize.
Now, that is ticket space 1.
That's what I said.
Make sure everybody understands. Ticket space 1.
Yep, ticket. Well, actually, you can just put ticket. You don't have to put one. Ticket automatically does put you in.
Exclamation point. Ticket.
Ticket.
Yep, get you that one ticket in.
You're killing me.
Get
If
you
you're a
that
subscriber,
ticket.
you get an extra. Oh, sorry. If you're a subscriber, you get an extra ticket.
So why
Yep.
not subscribe?
Yeah, it's great. You get another chance to win these awesome minis from Artisan Guild, which, if you try to buy them individually off like My Mini Factory or something and have them shipped to you, not only do you got to pay for the shipping, but they actually come out fairly, they're expensive to buy them all the pieces, like one at a time or as a group. Yeah, it's, you should just get them from us. Yeah, by,
And-
entering the giveaway and
Right now.
winning them. They're
Yeah.
awesome. Like
Right
now.
now.
Do it now.
Right now.
And
Right
to
now.
restate, followers and subscribers both may enter, and both have a chance to win.
Yes.
Huzzah.
Both have a chance to win, but subscribers have 2 times the chance to win.
And if it says you
Pretty
failed to
nice.
enter, that just means you're already in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there we go. We'll have our mods kind of keep an eye on the chat and handle everything that's going on. So thank you, mods, for doing that. But we're gonna, take a short break. We're gonna let this run. So we'll
Check out the
about
map
10. Check out the map I made with Incarnate, using
In
all their
8K.
awesome and amazing assets in 8K. And get your drinks, snacks, and stuff. Take a break, step away from whatever you're doing, or take this opportunity to concentrate on whatever you're doing in the other tab, or game screen that you have, whatever it is that you're doing. At the end of tonight's episode, we'll give away the Mystic Odysseys of Theros book, and it'll be good times. It's fun times. Glad you're here. Thank you so much for choosing to spend your evening with us and listening to us ramble on like a bunch of
There's
weirdos.
a bunch of people who care about what they're doing.
Yes,
Yeah.
we care
Correct.
so that you don't have to.
That's got to be how that works.
Yeah, that's exactly. I said that's how it works.
Yeah, it's canon.
All right, that's canon now. But we'll be right back. Thank you so much, everybody, and stick around to for your chance to win the giveaway.
Stick around.
Don't forget to enter. I just watched that movie like a week ago. And we love you. Remember, you're awesome. Thank you for the tip. Hopefully we followed up with that and checked to see if there was anything that you wanted to purchase with that tip. Down off the tips panel.
Yeah, and then of course Oak Tree. I think he ended up having to leave because he's back. Oak Tree, thank you so much for the 1,000 bits. We really appreciate your continuing support. Like always, you don't have to give to us for us to love and care about.
Absolutely. We love you anyways.
But you're incredibly generous. Everything that the channel makes goes right back into making the channel better and hopefully a better experience for you guys.
Yeah, hopefully. So let's take that quick break and we'll be back in like 15 minutes ish. So all right, and welcome back, everybody.
Hey, hello.
So we have a giveaway, and we're gonna do the drawing from that now. So this is your absolute last second chance at the end of the sentence to exclamation point take it to enter. We're done. All right, we're done now. We're done. Let's go.
ready?
You're gonna
I
win
forgot
some
to do it.
awesome, dark elf, drow / evil elf / whatever you want because the armor's cool and stuff.
Oh
I'm gonna pull the win.
Malachi was too slow. What were you doing all that time, Malachi?
Yeah, you had like 21 minutes to enter. What were you doing?
Yeah, what were you doing, Malachi?
That's too bad, man. All right. He's won before. This
Yeah.
is his loss.
I was going to say
21 minutes. You had all the time in the
we
world.
could totally open the giveaway and close it in 2 seconds
No, that's fine.
and make it an even 25.
Hey, Cosmo Nope, our awesome artist is in the channel. Cosmo, you haven't followed up with our conversation that we've been having. I would just like to point that out. So I might have to have you shave some off your rate since you can't don't want to work with me on it, man. Whatever, it's fine. You're probably busy.
His response is, I haven't.
No, I'm the last person to reply in the chat, not you.
Oh, don't you hang up.
Oh, dude, his response is, whoa, 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 whoa.
I know, I saw. Bring it. Let's do this.
This warrants investigation.
All right, so let's draw that piece of awesomeness and see who gets some awesome minis sent to them from us.
Not too loud because we have neighbors.
2. Wait, 3, 4.
2,
2.
1. And the winner is
Ta-da!
Joyful Bump.
Joyful Bump, congratulations on winning some awesome miniatures from Artisan Guild, 3D printed by yours truly. That would be Alexander, in high quality resin. They do require some assembly, but they have interchangeable parts and they come with bases. You're gonna have to paint some stuff. It's gonna be awesome though. They're super awesome minis, and they're like system agnostic almost. So there aren't all these like spiders and stuff all over them. So you have to use them as Drow in the Forgotten Realms. They're cool. Enjoy. A moderator will get in contact with you for your shipping information so we can send that your way. Congratulations. Let's get some hype and some love emotes in the chat. Congratulations once again. You are lucky. And that is Joyful Bump 541. So hopefully you're paying attention. You have 7 days starting today to claim that prize and get us your information, or else we roll it again and give it to someone else.
If you do not collect by next Friday, if you do not tell us where to send this crap, we're giving it to somebody else.
Yep. And that also includes the 25% off coupon to Fudge Lovin' Craze for a purchase of your choice of flavor of 2 pounds of fudge. It's super awesome and super yummy, and you should get it anyways because, hey, it's 25% off.
So, Joyful Bump, yes, I know you were baking cookies, but you won a giveaway while baking cookies.
A number 1 big winner.
Yes, you won the giveaway. Congratulations. You now have minis coming your direction. Once again, get in contact with one of our moderators and give us your shipping information, and we will send them out your way pretty soon, hopefully. Within a week or so, we'll send them out your direction.
Ooh.
And of course, the best way to keep in contact with us to check on your shipping or like what's going on with that is to join the Discord and just hit us up in the Discord. Like all the cast and their crew is all in there. So, and somebody will help you and point you in the right direction of, somebody who knows what they're doing.
Represent OC original cast in the house on the Discord. You know it.
I taught him that too.
Back.
That. Hold back. Anyways. All right, so let's get back into the game. So, you're in the town square basically at the moment, and you were contemplating on more or less which job to do. You only had picked up 2 of them. Both of them were not super duper exciting, but it is work, and it does pay. So
Cats are cute.
Cats are cute. That's true.
They run the internet.
They run the internet.
If you're a subscriber, you know all about that, because, boom, look at our dope emotes. Thank you, Cosmo.
Yeah, thank you, Cosmo. Thank you for that, buddy. Cosmo does awesome work. We love him. He's great.
He's talented.
He's talented.
Probably handsome. Never seen him, but...
I've heard he's good looking.
Yeah, how can he draw that good if he's not that good? At least on the inside. He's handsome on the inside. He's beautiful on the inside.
It's taking all kinds of twists and turns.
All right.
Okay.
D&D.
D&D.
All right, cool. We're on it. Let's do this. Let's snap back into things. So,
Life.
Which job are we tackling first? We find my lost kitty or the haunted mansion?
I believe we're going to the mansion and looking for the cat of the way, right?
I say we go get the cat.
I won't argue with that.
He did say he knew the girl. So
Wendy's cute. She comes around and grabs bread and stuff for her family.
As I have the note for the notice in my hand.
Yeah.
Memorizing, scanning the cat's image, burning it into my bird brain.
So where are we headed then?
Yeah.
She's right here off the main square. It's a 2-story building. You know where she lives. She lives there with another family. They have the top floor.
Here, follow me. I'll lead the way.
I'm gonna walk up, go to the door, and just doof, 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 doof.
Okay, so a younger gentleman kind of opens the door and sees you and, oh, Conrad, what looks at your armor. He's kind of taken aback. What brings you to my door like that?
Sorry. You kind of got to break it in every now and then, make sure it's the pieces are working, and I just wanted to take a stroll.
Wait, you're not here about my daughter's cat, are you?
Yes, we are.
And then
Yes.
he opens it more.
You hear a loud.
Oh, you brought. We really didn't need all this to find the cat.
He was adamant about it.
I'm adamant about helping your daughter. She's nice. She needs help, and we're working on the board anyway. Might as well help a young girl who needs her cat.
All right. Well, I guess come in for a moment and we'll just discuss it.
Yeah,
So he opens the door, stands aside, so you can all come in.
After you. After you. After you.
After you.
I
just see this.
Justin.
I just see the cake.
This is only the beginning. Wait till he starts giving your horse commands in your voice.
We'll be back.
All right, so you enter. It's a small townhouse apartment. There's 2 rooms. There's the main room area with a small kitchen stove and some furniture, rocking chair. You can see his wife is in the room, and she turns to see you all come in and stands up right away and puts down her sewing. And I didn't realize we were expecting such splendid company. And the man walks over. Oh, don't worry. It's just Conrad and Bree and new friends, I assume.
Yo.
Either way, where's Tabitha, hun? And I'm not sure. I think she was still out looking, or Wendy. She's still out looking for Tabitha, the cat. Interchange those words on accident.
Where's Tabitha?
Maybe
yes, that is what we're trying to find out.
maybe I shouldn't have them right next to each other. Make those real quick.
Success. Pay us.
Yeah, we found it. So man looks at you. I mean, we weren't planning on paying a lot, and honestly, we weren't even really sure if anyone would look for the cat because it's a lost cat. We really just put up the notice to make Wendy feel better about trying to find her, and I mean, we'll probably give you something, but it wouldn't be much.
You don't need to worry about that. We'll do it. We'll do it as long as she's not in tears. We'll call it even.
Well, if you find the cat, you'll be her hero for sure. She loves that cat. It went everywhere with her.
I know. It want her in the tavern every now and then. She'd always come looking.
Well, I mean, it normally hangs out here in the back alleys behind the other townhomes, so maybe start there.
All right.
All right, I'll head out back wherever they motion to and start looking for traces of a cat being there.
All right, yeah. Sure.
So Bree knows what she's looking for.
Cat first.
She's looking for a cat. She
Yes.
knows what a cat is, right? Okay.
Affirmative.
I don't know, for someone who's, slayed ogres and stuff and probably hunts owlbears, you're a cat? Oh, whatever.
What's
You
a
know.
cat?
Exactly. What's a cat?
What does this particular feline look like?
Well, she's mostly white, and she has some orange spotting and some slight black spotting on the at the end of her tail. She has one black paw. I mean, yeah, that's about it. It more or less sums it up.
You got any treats for the cat?
I don't have any treats. No, you should probably ask Wendy if it's her cat.
I didn't know.
This
She
might
brought
work.
it home.
I'll pull out a bag of the jerky that my grandfather and I
Scooby
make
snacks?
in-
That's what I thought.
Scooby snack.
Works on everything. Even Kenku.
Down.
I don't know what that was. That was weird. All right, so so you go outside. You go around back. You have to go all the way outside and go around the back through like a side gate and get into these really narrow alleys. And it's like they're filled with like trash and there's like mud puddles. You kind of filter through. There's all sorts of like you see like a bunch of cats anyways. There's like 5 of them just hanging out, sitting on top of like the fence line and just chilling. And they're all like meowing at you, and like a couple of them are like running up to you and like trying to like bother you. You do see Wendy out back. You know, she's kind of sitting there on the ground and just defeated, just resting. You know, and she's just kind of mumbling to herself. She's like, nobody can replace Tabitha. I love Tabitha. And she's just sitting there, you know, and the other alley cats are just kind of hanging out and wandering around her.
Well, I will go up to Wendy first.
Okay.
I'll kind of kneel down so I'm eye level with her. So, we have come to help you find your cat.
So she looks, she's like, really? You're here to help me find Tabitha?
We're gonna try
How long
and succeed.
How long has it been since you've seen her?
Oh, it's been since the day before yesterday.
Have you seen anybody out here in the alleyway that wasn't supposed to be, or have you seen her, or have you seen your cat walk off away from your house before?
No, but I mean, I'm one of the only people who spends time back here other than some of the other kids, but I mean, if you go all the way down the end, I think that nice old lady feeds them milk sometimes, and I know Tabitha would go there, but I asked her and she hadn't seen him either.
I'm gonna look over at the other group of cats that is back here. Let's see if they know where she is. I'll go over and I'll cast Speak with Animals. And
First spell of the game!
Is there a wild magic attached to this? 'Cause
Is there wild magic?
And she turns into a cat,
yeah.
which works very well in this case.
Or she casts fireball, then there are no more cats.
Oh
no.
There's no more cats. There's no more Wendy.
And we got really dark.
There's
Real
no
dark,
more
real
Wendy.
fast.
Adventures in Terrowyn. Real
Yes,
dark,
exactly.
real fast.
All right, so so you cast the spell. Is there a ritual cast or anything? Or are you just using a spell slot?
Just a spell slot.
Okay, yeah. So you any of the cats in particular, are you just gonna go like to each one and just ask?
Yeah, I'll just go up to all of them. I'll take my jerky out and kind of give it to them. So, have you seen Tabitha around anywhere?
So one of the first ones you come up to is kind of this large, like almost, it's this large, like very brown, like Burmese, and it actually has like a collar, and it has like this little, like bell that just doesn't work anymore around its neck, and it just kind of looks up at you, takes the jerky. It's like, I don't know which one Tabitha is.
She's white with some orange spots, a little black on her tail.
And she just kind of like rubs real quick. No, it doesn't sound familiar. I'm sorry, dear.
All right, well, enjoy your jerky, and I'll go to the.
And just
next
kind of,
one.
you get a distinct impression she's like, and just turns and walks off.
Good day to you too.
So the next cat that comes up is like a black. It's like almost all black with just 4 white socks, and it's over kind of like in the corner, and it seems to be like agitated, and it's like trying to catch something in the corner, and you kind of disturb it, and it turns and jumps and looks at you. What do you want? What do you want? You're interfering with my mouse hunt.
Here, this will be easier to catch. I'll throw a jerky at it.
Just kind of catches it, and then it drops it. It's like, that's no fun.
I'll let you get back to your.
Did you see the mouse? Where did the mouse go?
I'll let you get back to it in just a moment. Have you seen what happened to the little white cat, orange and a little bit of black? Do you know what happened to her?
He kind of looks over at in Wendy's direction. That girl's cat.
Yes, that's the one.
Nope, I hadn't seen it.
We're standing in an alleyway, watching a halfling talk to cats.
Do you know
Yeah.
I am a knight
of any of
Brevatis.
her friends? Which one of these cats
Just
were
wanted to remind
her
you.
group?
Well, I think that girl's cat used to spend time in Turns and Points, and there's this like really like bright white but very muddy, dirty looking cat. She used to spend time with, I believe that one's called Princess.
Thank you very much. Go about your business.
no.
I'm gonna head over to Princess.
So Princess sees you come over and she goes, "You have food? Do you have food?
I sure do.
I require food." And just the paw comes down and then just sits and the tail flicks.
I'll give her 2 pieces. There's a
So,
third in
yes, 2. I require 1 more.
it. Well, I've got one more for you if you answer a question for me.
What sort of question?
Your friend Tabitha, that girl Wendy's cat. Did you know where she might be?
The last time I saw her was at that lady Agatha's house.
Agatha's house. Did she go into Agatha's house or just walking around?
I think she went in, the door opened, and she went inside.
Did you see her come back out?
No, but I'm beyond such things most times. I drink the milk when she puts it out, and then I leave.
Well, thank you very much. And I'll throw the third piece of turkey.
Yes, thank you, human.
So, question. Are you speaking in common to the cats that can understand it, or are you meowing at them to us?
Let's see.
The way I normally describe it is she speaks in common, and the
Okay.
animals can
Just wanted to make-
hear and
Yeah, so I'm
interpret.
speaking in common, but you hear them meowing
Oh,
back.
yeah.
I can hear them.
Yeah, you just hear.
At his comment of being a knight of Brevatis, watching this go down, I just lean in.
Yeah, you're a knight, but look at the little girl. She's sad. True knights.
She runs
Help
up to
her
you.
out.
She's like,
I'm
"Are you going to
absolutely-
save my cat?"
Of course, young miss.
Good, I'll hold you to it.
How about you join us on this adventure? And I hold out my hand.
And she takes it. She's okay. Where are we going then?
Oh God.
To Agatha's.
Oh, Agatha, the lady who lives at the end of the long alley.
Yes.
Okay, I've spoken to her a couple of times. I mean, she seems nice enough.
And I'll start walking that way.
Yeah.
I will ask her about really goofy, dumb details about the cat on the way. What is its favorite toy? Does it have favorite snacks? Just trying to get the girl excited
Okay.
about her cat.
She tells you all about this feather she has tied to a string that she drags across the floor. She says she has this appetite for fish, and she always sneaks down to the fish market and takes the scraps and gives it to her. And how Tabitha refuses to eat anything else other than this on a regular basis, and how she follows her everywhere, and they're best friends. And she swears that Tabitha understands everything that she's saying and responds to her like almost like she's talking to her mom or dad. Yeah. She says she's very, very smart.
You know, I have a horse. His name is Ephialtes, and he sounds
She's
a lot.
Ethanalta?
His name is
Ephialtes.
Ephialtes.
Epinolphus.
Is-
Alphys.
Correct. That's good enough. Good enough.
Oh.
You hear Conrad in the back just dying all of a sudden, just going nuts. Do we hear the
Oh yeah? If you're so smart, repeat what I just said back. So as you look, you see the Kanku pull his head out of the trash. It just looks around and it sees you're all kind of moving on and waddles to catch up after you. Yeah. So after just like, I don't know, maybe like 2.5 minutes of walking down this real thin alley and like stepping over garbage, some of the other cats are kind of like following you guys down there. And you come to this back door, and it's an old worn out red door. You can see it used to be a brighter, much more vivid red, but now it's really worn out. The rain and weather has battered it down. You see like an outside, like sort of like a knock. But it which is kind of weird because people don't normally have them on the doors like that. But the little girl Wendy, she goes, "Oh, see right here. She lives in this apartment." But I don't know why we're here. I already asked Agatha, and she said she hadn't seen Tabitha after a few days ago.
Well,
Here
I'm
because
gonna ask her again and see if she's remembered anything since you talked to her.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go up and knock on the door.
I want to stand by her and just stand behind her and just look above her at the door.
Okay.
A little
So
imposing.
after a few moments, you hear a door open, and you see kind of a very old lady peek through the door, and you just, yes, can I help you?
We're on very important business.
She like creaks the door just a little bit more, and sees the gnome, sees you, and then you, and then sees you. Goes back. Oh, well, I mean, it seems so, but what business is it that's so important?
This young lady is missing a cat. And
She looks down. Oh, it's Wendy. Yes, I'm sorry. I told you I haven't seen Tabitha since a few days ago.
a few days ago. How
Yes.
many would you say is a few?
She stops for a minute. Oh, 3? I'm not sure. 4?
I immediately start walking around the side of the building, looking for another entrance.
Okay. Give me an investigation check.
I don't do that.
You were a knight.
21.
21. There's standard windows and stuff. The houses are built pretty close together, so you have to like turn sideways and start scooting through. And basically, if you go far enough, it takes you to the street on the opposite side. And there's some people who see you and just kind of get startled by you coming out. And she has a front door on the opposite side of the street as well.
I pray it's locked.
I hope so as well.
Yeah. So as you go and try to turn on the knob and mess with it, it is locked.
I unlock it.
Do you?
Seriously.
Okay.
Not
Make
seeing any of
a make a sleight of hand check. I want to see how obvious you're making it that you're breaking into this person's house in broad daylight.
Okay. Not very obvious.
We'll find out.
23.
23? Yeah, so you just kind of look around. And a couple of people look at you and they go to the other side of the street and start ignoring you. And then you just turn and get to work on the lock. So you see him disappear, by the way. And you
Yeah.
you know what he's up to?
No, I have no idea.
No?
But
Okay.
it's just,
I just wanna know if you-
vanishing.
I just want to know if you've seen him do this before. So,
I've never seen him willingly break into places, but he does go on random adventures. So no, she's more focused on this.
Random Adventures!
Random Adventures.
That's what we
should
call
name the
it.
show. Random Adventures.
Random Adventures.
Yeah.
No,
Oh my God.
she's watching this questioning go on.
Legendary Action presents Random Adventures.
That's gonna be our one shots.
Either way. So, Agatha's standing at the door and says that to Wendy, so what do you respond with?
I don't want to call you a liar, but I have it on pretty good authority that Tabitha was seen here more recently than that.
I mean, surely, who told you that?
That's for me to know.
It was a cat, madam.
A cat.
A cat.
A cat told you that the other cat was here.
Not just any cat. Tabitha's best friend cat.
At this, I suddenly deflate a little bit, scratch my ear, and just. I'm already here. Fuck it. Just keep looking. Just. Yeah.
All right. Well, I insist that she's not here.
Can I insight check her?
Yeah, sure.
Also.
Natural one.
No.
Which equals what? Just out of curiosity.
3.
Oh, yeah. So not only is it not one, but it's bad anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Also, thank you,
Great
Dodo
tracker.
Fly.
Yeah.
Bad at reading people.
Bad at reading people.
Dodo to fly.
Thank you for the 1,000 bits.
Thank you.
Thank
Yes.
you so much,
Thank
Dodo
you.
2 Fly. You're awesome and amazing. We love you. Thank you for supporting the
He
community.
says, comedy and cats, I'm here for all of it.
Well, then you picked the right show tonight.
Woo!
Yeah.
Rule the internet.
Amanda's at work crying.
Because she can't be here.
With an iron fist, cats rule over all they see.
Mhm.
So, which includes the entire internet. I just feel like we don't say that enough. Like, cats run
Cats
the
rule
internet.
the
It's
internet.
true.
It is.
Yeah.
Please help
True.
us.
It
Yes,
is
please
true.
help us. We're under their enthrall. They're like the cats for Futurama. They're trying to stop the world. Chance for the inertia to their home world. All right, so, I mean, she's being honest.
Well, thank you for the time. For your time. I'm just gonna kind of whisper to her. I'm just trying to be thorough for the girl. She's pretty upset.
Well, she is a really sweet girl, and she does look after the cats.
Did you tell us what the cat told you, by the way?
Yeah, I
Well,
wanted
she was
to-
talking in common, right?
We heard
Yeah.
half the conversation.
Yeah.
So some of
Yeah,
it
I
was
told you
implied.
guys that, like, oh yeah, the cat saw, Princess saw Tabitha
Yeah.
come
So-
into Agatha's house.
Yeah.
From what we heard,
it was yesterday, right?
Yeah,
Or
she
2
said.
days
Yeah,
ago?
she said it was 2 days ago.
2 days ago.
The cat said it was 2 days ago that it went in, and they hadn't seen it since. What happened after it left?
Oh, I don't know. I open the door and they leave.
But Tabitha went in.
Well, most of the cats have come in at one time or another. Yes.
All right. Do you know? Remember what direction it went?
No.
I feel that. Understand? All right. Worth a shot.
I'm feeling a little tired, so I'd like to go back inside now. I'm sorry, Wendy, and I'm sorry everybody else, but Tabitha's not here.
All right, Wendy. Let's go back to square one then, and I'll start walking away from the house, from the apartment.
Okay. So the mundane lock is no problem for you. You're just like click, clack, click, click, open, and it just slides in.
I enter the apartment, house, place of residence. I enter.
And do you know what the best part is?
Mm.
It's your responsibility.
Mm-hmm. All right, yeah. So you're inside. It's kind of cluttered. There's like stacks of like old books and stuff just kind of laying around everywhere. Papers. You see like tons of notices like laying on the ground. A lot of it looks like it's probably been pulled off the community board you already looked at.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just gathered over here, stacked. There's tons of empty inkwells and writing, like used writing quills all over the place.
As I walk in, I
Tinker.
start looking for evidence of cats and anything that could lead me to this cat.
Okay, make an investigation check.
Oh, that's good.
Woo! I like the shock of that. Oh my god, I rolled good.
Oh my god, I rolled good.
That's definitely hype after Terrow's terrible roll.
21.
21.
14 plus 7.
You do see evidence of cats like having been in the apartment. There's like small bowls kind of set out with like eaten or half-eaten things like mice and like fish bones. Outside of that, you like pick up particular smells that you feel like smells like feline.
I can't.
There's tufts of like fur on the ground. You also see like all sorts of interesting like books on like biology and stuff in the room as well that are all opened up and have been reading. Apparently Agatha had been like drinking tea lately, so that's kind of fresh, and it's actually fairly warm when you go up to the cup and check it out.
Are there other rooms?
Yeah, there's a staircase that leads upstairs, and you walk past like a small kitchen area. It was kind of dirty and old. It looks like she doesn't really clean it up very often.
walk up the stairs.
All right. So as you're heading upstairs, you actually hear the door close, the back door, and then you hear coming back inside. So you stealth. Give me a stealth check. Give me a stealth check.
I just see this Kenku just.
With a 26.
Oh, 26.
If
That's
this
gonna be
old
hard to
lady
beat.
can fucking find this Kenku, it's over.
14
boys.
plus 12.
14 plus 12. All right. So you go upstairs, and it looks like there's like one single like bedroom at the end of the hallway, and it looks like there's a you see like movement on the other end of the room. And so as you move closer, you start to see more like fluttering, like moving, like it's kind of fast and just like shifting back and forth past the door. And it looks like there's like some sort of like either lantern or candle in the room that's kind of backlighting it. So all you're seeing is glimpses of like this shadow like passing back and forth across the door. But it doesn't seem like a person.
Okay. I reach in my bag.
Uh-huh.
And I take this fuzzy object and I set it on the ground. And then it turns and looks at me. My familiar. My rat familiar looks at me.
Wait, what the fuck are you?
Ask me sometime.
And I shove him.
It squeaks. And it turns and looks at you, unconvinced. Squeaks at you. A little louder.
I pick it up. And I hold it to my chest.
Mm-hmm.
And I poke my eyes. But then I use my familiar connection to look through its eyes.
Mm-hmm.
This is dark vision. I'm scared. And I start walking forward. And I approach the room.
Okay. Yeah. So as you get close to the door, you know there's like the wood like creaks underneath you, and like a couple of times uncomfortably loud, and then you hear like a dish or something downstairs, and you can kind of hear the old lady like mumbling to herself downstairs, but you can't quite make out what she's saying. Like she's almost like she's like talking to herself or talking to someone. And as you get close to the room, you kind of push the door open.
And I hold the rat into the room.
And the rat squeaks.
And I look around through the rat's eyes. Past the doorway.
So the room, there's what looks like an old, like maybe twin-sized bed. It's covered in like old patch-made quilts and blankets. You see like a nightstand in the corner. There's like a what would that be? That would be a duvet in the room. You see like a closet partially ajar, and like you see like some old dresses in there. But aside from that, there's actually like a large like almost like hope chest at the end of the bed, and then the hope chest kind of just bumps.
Stuff the rat away.
And then it bumps again.
Stuff the rat away.
And you can see that it's actually like unlatched, that the latches are down on the hope chest.
Oh, I walk up. And I walk up to it. And I put my head up to it. And I listen.
Mm-hmm.
Do I hear a meow?
No, you don't hear a meow.
Do I hear a grr?
No, you don't hear a grr either.
Do I hear, oh my god, I'm a mimic, I'm about to eat you?
It'd be too late if you did. You're already touching it.
Stuck to it.
Yeah.
By the face.
Yeah.
No! This is terrible!
It actually just bursts open and pushes you off. And you see you're face to face with this small, like 3-inch tall winged little creature that looks at you, flies straight to your eyes, gets within like a few inches of your beak, and then just kind of stares at you. And it just kind of looks past you, looks around, and is just fluttering its wings. And it just asks, "Who are you? What are you doing here?"
I'm just a curious kenku. I just want to learn. I mean no harm.
You shouldn't be here.
Stand with me. You're gonna be okay. Just hold on.
So it looks real confused as it's floating around. This very small, like basically naked humanoid with these small wings is like fluttering as she's looking at you, and immediately she says, "Quickly, follow me," and then just flies out of the room.
Be quiet. As I follow her.
Real quick, Rocket Pepper, you're breathtaking. All right.
You're breathtaking, Rocket Pepper. So she flies down the staircase and looks around, and looks over to the kitchen, and she says, "You have to be quiet. If she catches you here, she'll keep you."
I should have done a truth
So
chart.
we
I
can-
should have done it
Walked
this
the
way.
little girl right to the front door.
I know you did.
Oh my god.
You have to be quiet, or Grandma Hag will turn you into food.
No way.
Quickly, follow me. And she goes to the front. She flies over the front door, sees it's open, and just ushers you to go out.
I run the. There, bonus action.
Flies out. You run out into the street.
Have you seen a big haired gnome? Please take me to her ass.
Did he go out the front or the back?
He went out the front door because
Okay.
it was already partially ajar and open or whatever. So
I flap my flightless wings like a useless penguin.
Like a useless penguin.
nice. Yeah. So you just like shout out into the streets or whatever.
Yeah, as I run down the street, just like no idea where they went.
Do we hear this?
Yeah, because I
You guys are all the way on the other side of the building, so make perception checks to see if you pick it up.
That's not horrible.
I'm too busy talking to Wendy.
That's valid. I'm looking for the rain.
19.
Oh yeah,
Thank
15.
It's like we have a ranger in the group.
Good. You know what?
So what would everybody get?
10.
19.
15 for 15.
5.
54.
Awesome.
1,500.
Awesome sauce. You're so great.
Yeah.
So great. It's
Wendy
power.
has-
Shining example.
You'll get your shot when the hitting stuff
Enough.
starts.
It
For
dies
sure.
now.
Yeah. So you hear it, and you hear this sudden exclamation
I do
this
speak
from the other
Gnomish.
side. Yeah. So you hear it on the other side. This suddenly someone sounds like just like Erie is shouting on the other side, but you're standing next to Erie, so you're a little off foot.
Oh, wait. Doesn't that goddamn bird sound like you?
It's great if he can.
Do you hear that too? Or am I crazy?
I think he's calling for us.
Wait, where is he? Where do you hear him?
This way, and I'll lead him back.
Yeah.
That's where I heard him.
Yeah, so you rush back around the other
run
side,
from.
and Tabitha's like, "What? Where are we going?"
I'll kneel down. Wendy, we should split up. If you look for
It's
Tabitha,
not you, it's me.
That's where I was about to go.
Bring those
if
girls
Tabitha decides to go home, you should be there.
Aw.
She's like, "Okay, I'll go. It's probably time to eat lunch anyways." And she just kind of skips off and runs back to her home.
Now, what happened with the bird?
You just see me hobbling.
They're all running.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
I
running.
Oh.
took off
We're
with
folding
Gary.
Yeah, they're taking off.
I
Yeah.
guess I'll
So
catch
you-
up then.
So you come out. Oh, this is so perfect that it works this way too. This is so great. So you come out into the street, and there's like several people standing on the other side, and they're all like talking and pointing, and he's just like flapping his wings and like running in the middle of the
Just like
street,
around
just running
frantically,
around
little
frantically.
teardrops
Yeah,
behind him.
exactly. And he's just like spouting the same phrase over and over again.
Anime crying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen the pink-haired No. But take me to her. And as soon as we can, no.
Erie is gonna just fucking beeline it over to him, like screaming, "Scrape, scrape! It's fine, I'm here. Stop, scrape!"
Someone's like, finally, from the crowd, you know.
And as she runs over, she's actually, I mean, you guys behind her might see it, but she sticks a hand under the overcoat and pulls out some weird-looking kind of orb-like device with gears on it and keeps it by her side. But she runs up to Scrape.
As I run up to you, I grab you by your cloth, and I say, stay with me. You're gonna be okay. Just hold on.
What's going on, Scrape?
Hag.
Hag?
Hag. Keep you. If you find it, she'll keep you.
Where?
Hag. As I point back towards the building.
Come here, and she's gonna like throw an arm around your shoulders and pull him really close and hold him for a second, and turn around and look at you guys and motion you closer.
I look at everyone.
All right, back to your things. Private shit.
Everybody's kind of looking, and you get a direct like, "Fuck off!"
I know you, Billy. I know your mom.
He just like stops
And probably
runs
their
down the
mom's
street.
mom too.
And then you catch his like one of his friends takes off next. He's like, "How's he know your mom?"
Okay.
Everybody else like slowly disperses after that, the spectacle kind of being over and him yelling at him.
She's gonna whisper, "Scrape, are you sure?" Ruffle his head a little bit and wait for everybody to get close.
What do you find?
What's going on?
Something disturbing.
Like what?
Have you heard of a hag before?
Shit.
I'll take that as a yes.
I haven't taught him any of the words that he just said to me, and he's implying something serious.
Like
if she finds you, she'll keep you.
I've
Who?
never said that, and I doubt anyone he's been around has said that before.
So
I forgot to describe that isn't a language that you don't understand, I believe. If he's repeating it verbatim.
I would be repeating it verbatim.
You recognize the language as Sylvan.
It's Sylvan.
Mhm.
Okay, so I recognize hag and everything else, but just not the okay, so.
Sadly, Mort the Dane, while I know all the moms, unfortunately I can't be granted inspiration as I already have it.
That is true. You should totally use that one of your rolls eventually.
Yeah, that's true. It only lasts till tonight. You're right.
Eventually. But he's saying that there's a hag nearby. And he pointed at that house.
As if Agatha is the hag?
I'm not sure if she's the hag, but he's saying something in that house is a hag.
As I tug on you, I pull out my magic book and I open it to the back. And as I start flipping through it, like you know this, it goes to the backs where I make a bunch of scribblings, and then I pull out a quill and I start scribbling in various different text types, and I write hag in the house, small spirit, warn me, escaped with life.
In what language?
Common.
Common? Okay. So Erie's going to be looking at it and then like just slowly reading it as her eyes go wide, and she's just going to like point at the page and look up at all of you. There's something in that house for sure. He doesn't make this up.
We can see the house from here, right?
Yeah, you're standing in the street. You kind of moved off to the side or whatever, but you're basically across from the townhouse that that the old lady Agatha was occupying.
Erie, you have inspiration.
Woo! Thank you for today.
You are inspiring.
Oh.
Oh,
no.
Unfortunately,
Thank
Revenge Cube,
you.
that nameplate is not on the screen. Therefore, your choice of who should get it has been denied.
Wait, what?
So sorry. He's making a joke. It should be given to him. And I told him you have been rejected.
Ah.
You've been found wanting of being here.
So, what are you all doing?
I'm looking at Conrad right now, like for guidance on this.
This shit bomb. Going in? You know, you're your goddamn paladin. Ain't you gonna fucking notice a goddamn hag?
He's got a point. Can't you sense things?
I can't sense hags, no.
Well,
Even if they're evil?
Actually, I do know of one way to identify them.
Which is?
I go up and knock on the door.
oh, motherfucker.
Oh, let's
Okay.
go for the direct method then.
So you bang on it.
And get behind here.
At that, I walk up behind him and I kind of ready my shield and I lean back at everyone. If shit goes wrong, stay behind me. One thing I'm good at is this shield.
You got I'm already like cocking both my crossbows.
And I kind of just raise the shield up and kind of rest it as I rest my hand on the pommel.
Eerie
and kind of
pulls
just
out
sit
a
at attention
crossbow.
almost.
You have short crossbows, right?
I could just
Yeah, I have
totally see Bree's just over there just polishing the arrow. She's just like, she was a sweet old lady. Shame.
Shame.
Yeah.
Well, a couple people pass by and like give us
Weird
looks.
looks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you'll see.
All right,
Just wait till
so
we murder an old lady. in the streets.
after a few seconds, the door creaks open again, and Agatha opens, and she kind of looks at you. I'm sorry. Have we already met over there, right?
We have some more
Yes.
questions,
I
lady.
gave you all the answers that I had.
Agatha, I am sorry to bother you yet again, but it seems that you are being accused of being a hag.
Jesus Christ.
And not like an old lady, but the monstrous creatures that steal children and other things. So, perhaps we should get to the bottom of this?
I swear to God, we're all
he's
lined up, and if
direct.
I hit lightning
So-
bolt, I'm gonna be so pissed.
Finger of death. You got me, copper.
Just feeling a little like I might need to pull up my saves real quick.
And your holy aura protects you.
Do you have a
Hopefully.
Do you have an aura that affects us in any way?
Mm.
Does it touch us?
If you're within 10 feet of me, then you get my charisma bonus
Oh, thank
added
God.
to your save.
Good, I need that because dex saves I get disadvantage on those motherfuckers.
Mm. So, not surprisingly, she looks really surprised at this accusation. And she kind of startled. Oh, you called me a what?
To be fair, it might not be her. Maybe she's got a bad roommate.
That seems arguable. Did you see a roommate in there, Kenku? The Kenku has said no. I've accused you of being a hag, a terrible, monstrous witch that is far more ugly than most monsters and quite, well, aggressive. Sometimes they have sisters. They are equally as ugly.
Why did we let him handle the talking?
Because I'm extremely charismatic.
I lean back and go, because he has the authority. Just go in. Paladin. Oh, he just
This
kicks
just
the shit in.
doesn't feel good.
A knight of Brevatis.
Not now, Scrape.
So if there was some way that you could provide some proof that you are not this disgustingly ugly creature, then we could continue on our way.
Yeah. Hey, Bree, do hags bleed red?
Want to find out?
Jesus.
Damn. Yeah.
Yeah, if it's red, it's a hag.
Well, I was asking.
If it doesn't, it's still a hag.
Fair enough.
It's like the witch trials all over again.
She did. It just gets escalated. We'll tie some rocks to her and throw her in a pond. If she sinks, she's human. If she floats, she's a hag.
You know, I think in the grand scheme of things, the paladin would agree. The type of evil that hags can bring about, it might be a worthy sacrifice if she is innocent.
Plus, she's
she
lived her
still
life.
goes to Parador.
She still goes to Parator.
New T-shirt available on our store.
I do mind you being here on my doorstep and interrupting my day.
We mind being here as well, but there is apparently some sort of spirit upstairs that has tattled on you.
There's spirits? What do you mean spirits? There's nobody else here but me.
Could you describe this creature, Kenku?
As I step forward,
Jesus.
No.
and I start doing this.
It's a buck-shaped bird.
But that's crazy.
Can I use my
I
primeval
agree.
awareness?
Sure.
Alright, so I can sense aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead within 1 mile.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, and it costs you a spell slot, right?
Yes.
So first level spell slot?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're down 2 for the day, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, so as you turn it on, her visage of an old lady just disappears, and you see this terribly malformed, strange, blue-skinned, abnormal creature with this huge hump, and there's almost like there's these weird, like crooked, twisted horns like that of like what a tiefling would have, but just like evil and far more malformed than that. And she has these like this like underbite, this massive underbite, and these like long, strange fang teeth, and these massively long fingernails, and this like gross, wet, oily hair that's like just falling out, and she has like this one really deep green eye and one really bright yellow eye, and you see her, and she sees you. And then, while you're standing there, she just looks at you and says, "Oh, dear, I guess the fun is over," and disappears.
What?
He was
I
right.
just punch right in the space where she was.
Nothing.
To the house! And I charge right in.
At that, I just kind of plant my shield forward, hike it up so it's not going to hit me in the dirt, and I just start walking in behind him.
Yeah.
I start repeating in Sylvan, she'll keep you, as I run upstairs to try and like save the fae, the creature.
The
The little
creature.
fluttery creature.
Erie's gonna reach into an overcoat and pull out a tricked out hand crossbow with a wand, like almost duct tape to it, and she's gonna follow after you inside.
Alright, so you bust in, and immediately you are kind of familiar with this already. He picked it up as what he thought was like feline smells or cat smells, but it actually smells more akin to you of like some sort of strange, rotting, like fungal tonic that you've smelt before. You don't remember exactly what it was, but it's some sort of alchemical. You know, there's a hint of like this moss that grows in the woods just outside of the lake, or grows on some of the wetter rocks nearby.
So this primeval awareness lasts for a minute. Can I still tell that she's within 1 mile of
Nope.
us? She's gone?
She's gone.
That's powerful.
Well, she's certainly a hag, and she's certainly not here anymore.
Yeah, so
Excellent. We've scared her out of the town.
as you're kind of like surveying the room, you actually knock over like a couple of stacks of these old books and tomes, and all these papers kind of go flying. And you're searching through, and you see Scrape, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wasn't sure if I wanted to call you Tinker, because that's what he decided that you were kind of called.
Yeah.
So you see Scrape, or Tinker to you, just dart up the stairs. Do you follow him,
Oh, I
Harry?
chased right after him.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
I'm
see
gonna-
all these botanical books and all these biology books, and as you're opening them up, you see that a lot of them are about human like anatomy, and like most of them have like cross sections of dissections and organs and parts, and like all about like the theory of like something called like surgery. And so you're looking through these, and you've seen a lot of these books on like plants life and stuff. They're very standard books, and feels kind of out of place for being in like a hag's dwelling. But as you're kind of digging past on the other side, you can see that there's like these piles of like different clothing, like on the back behind her sofa chair. It looks like a variety of just different like dresses, and they're all like shredded and torn up. Most of them look really old and they smell terrible. So you kind of just reel back from that. So he hits the top of the stairs with you in tow.
Mm-hmm.
And he bursts through the door and he runs straight up to this hope chest and pops it open. And out comes this fey creature with wings. And you recognize it. It's a pixie.
Oh, okay.
It's a pixie. And sees him, sees you, and then in common says, I told you to leave.
I come.
You're going to get us both in trouble. Do you understand?
Eerie kind of throws her hands up to make sure the crossbow isn't pointed to the creature and says, "He brought us to help you. The hag's gone for now."
I come bounding up the fucking stairs.
Eerie will yell, "In here, in here!"
Yeah, what is it? Holy shit.
Who are you? To the creature.
At that, you'll hear Conrad cough a little bit, and in a lighter voice, suddenly go, "You're a pixie," as he speaks Sylvan.
I'm surprised at you.
I appreciate that you speak my language, but they don't.
I don't get to do this often. I wanted to say it, damn it.
We don't have time. You have any idea what you've just done?
Disturbed the incredibly powerful hag, yes.
Yes, an incredibly powerful and old hag named Iva Dismal.
Iva Dismal?
She's a night hag from the lower planes.
Oh,
Hey.
fuck.
Hey!
I am bound to tell her the truth and do her bidding. If she knows that I've seen you, she can command me to find you. And there's nothing that I can do about it.
Is this
Please,
some
we have to
sort
leave.
of curse?
No, it's not a curse. It was a bargain struck.
Can you leave the house?
Of course I can leave the house.
Can she find you?
If she tries hard enough, I'm sure she can find me. And there's no way for her necessarily to track me. But I wander through the town all the time.
Then let's get you out of here. We should leave immediately.
Can you find her?
No, I can't.
Questions
I find
later.
her here. I don't
We
know
should
what
leave.
I don't know what will happen now that she's,
Whether
I assume, gone since you're standing here.
Don't bother with that filthy creature. It'll die in the gutter. We really must be going.
Scrape. Not now.
No, she's
Parasaur
seen you.
protects.
She
We
will
will be
find
fine.
you and she will come back. She can't leave what's here. She'll be back eventually.
What's here?
I don't think you should see what's here.
I think it's a little
And
too
I can't
late.
show you.
Oh.
Where is it?
I can't tell you. That would be betraying her.
Oh, shit.
I'm downstairs checking out the mossy stuff that I had smelled.
Yeah. Give me a survival check.
Survive. Survival. Survive.
Cursed dice, don't use it.
That
Survive.
one's done.
Burn
7.
it. Burn it.
7?
Yep.
Like flat?
Yeah.
Well, I rolled a 1.
Again?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Same die.
Nice.
That one's done for today.
See, we know what happens when that's not
We
here.
need a jail.
It's a remedy that you've seen when combined with the herbs and based on the books that you've seen. You're pretty sure what she made is some sort of poison that when injected into, or like when it comes into contact, like breathable contact with somebody, it causes paralysis.
I'm gonna very quickly cover my face with my cloak.
Yeah.
And back away from that. I'm gonna see if there's anything else down here that might allude to where she's from.
Okay, yeah, make an investigation check.
9.
Just not rolling hot today, huh?
No.
Not at all. It's bound to happen. There's nothing like personal or anything that you can seem to pick up that like identifies her directly, her name or where she's from.
I also just remembered that I have halfling luck and I didn't have to take that natural one.
Yeah.
I won't do that again.
It could be worse. It could have been in combat, which hurts more.
Yeah. So yeah, you start digging through stuff and you move immediately and kind of put the concoction away and there's just not much. Almost you do notice that like there's like no real food in this townhouse. Like you're looking at the kitchen, everything is rotten, nothing is clean. There's like flies just stacked up and buzzing all over the space, the stovetop, and the old pots. You do find one thing that's interesting, which looks like it's maybe a femur bone to probably a child of about 8 or 9 years old.
That's evil.
I knew this was way too light of an episode.
Did I see any signs of Tabitha?
No animal bones, nothing like that. There were a couple vials with like newts and maybe like bat's eyes and some other strange components for like spells or potions.
All right.
Meanwhile, upstairs.
Yeah.
Well,
Tabitha. I pointed at the pixie.
So she looks. How did you guess?
holy shit. Really?
Wait, what did he guess? What she's hiding?
No.
So
I
she
believe Wendy was
immediately
the hag's
polymorphs.
next target.
And turns into this little white with black and orange spot cat.
Were you the cat all along?
And then she polymorphs back into her pixie form. This is the only way that I can move through the town without drawing suspicion to myself. I turn into the cat, and I wander through the town.
Were you gonna make it so Wendy was her next meal?
No, Wendy was my friend.
All right.
I found another child to take her place.
Well,
Which is why the hag can't leave, because the child is hidden.
At that,
Oh.
I would like to run downstairs. Okay, let me phrase that. I would like to aggressively hobble step
hobble downstairs.
down the steps and start looking for like a basement or cellar or something along the lines.
While he's doing that, I'm going to use my divine sense ability
Okay.
and focus my senses and just see if I can get a feel in the area if there is someplace more wrong than the rest of it.
Can you just read it to me?
Yeah. As an action, you can detect good and evil. Until the end of your next turn, you can sense anything affected by the Hallow spell or know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover.
Okay. So after you cast it, it feels like there's a sudden surge of like dark, almost like this black, like viscous smoke that seems to be covering the room that you're standing in. And it seems to like almost in like a strange living, almost like it's a living thing, is like snaking its way out of the bedroom, like kind of floating through the air and going down the stairs. And you can see it turns then into the primary living area.
I'll follow it.
Okay.
What is everyone doing?
Can I tell how long that femur bone has been exposed?
Make a medicine check.
Whoa, that is not a low roll.
Better. I only have a +2, so 13.
Still
A
above
13.
10.
Based on like what's around it and the utensils used, probably a few days. Yeah. So as you go downstairs following it, you see the smoke kind of goes over around behind this sofa chair in the corner and seems to kind of seep and go down underneath the floorboards in between them.
Okay, so as you're tossing the place, looking for
I'm just
the
using my
basement.
shield to bash shit out of the way and looking for something. Just I'm going through.
Conrad?
There's a stack of books in the middle of the room. And
Conrad.
How dare you
I
try to
grab,
make me
I grab the
read?
chair and I move it and just point down at the floorboards. I think it's here.
I'm like, no. I like to see if there's a trapdoor or anything.
Okay, make a perception check.
7.
Popular number today.
Yeah, real popular. There definitely seems to be some sort of trapdoor there. You can see the linings of and space, and there's some scratch marks where it looks like they've been moved on a regular basis, but you can't identify exactly what the boundaries of the door, where the door is.
At that, I'm gonna raise my shield and I'm gonna just go down right at the seam.
All right, make a strength check.
16.
16. Yeah, so you like bash it with the shield, it cracks underneath, and then collapses inward as like a huge section of the floor just tumbles down underneath, taking you all with it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, so you all just slam down into the ground.
Yeah,
and
I
just
lean into
really-
my shield to fall on it.
Yeah. Okay.
Ow.
So up above, you see this. You see the pixie fly over, and she's like, "Oh no, that's not at all good. That's not at all good."
What
And she
isn't
kind of
good?
flies down to you,
So
and she's just kind of agitated and fluttering about and trying to. You can tell she looks concerned, and she's trying to figure out exactly what to do, and she looks like she really wants to help, but she can't. Like, there are things it's outside of her control, and you can tell it's really bothering this pixie that she just can't give you direction, and is like reacting and doing things outside of like what you think would be her natural character.
well, we heard the crash
And
and
she
she ran.
And she kind of flutters for a moment and then flies into this room. And as all the debris and dust is kind of clearing, you're in the room and you're kind of brushing out your eyes and coughing. And Bree, as you kind of like stand up and walk, you bump into something, and it kind of moves with you and kind of comes back. And then as you're like clearing the eyes or whatever, the pixie casts like a light spell. And as you look around this chamber, there are dozens of dead bodies hanging on these giant meat hooks in the room.
Oh god.
Of all ages, children, women, men. They've been flayed, their flesh is pulled from them, their bones, parts of their bodies have been systematically ripped out, organs are missing. You realize that on the ground is just dripping with gunk, and there's blood puddles that are on the room. And you see in the room, there's this, in the center of this like basement, there's this huge table with a meat cleaver on it. And there's just like arms and hands and legs that have been piled on top of it.
Oh my.
And you see these you recognize these very specific and evil ritualistic symbols that have been kind of painted using the blood on the walls. And they are magical runes meant to deceive and stop detection of magic within the space. And with that, your detect good and evil stops, and all of your magic items turn off as you realize it's an anti-magic spell.
You all hear a surprising sound of like whirs, clicks, burrs, all sorts of sounds around her as she just freezes.
And then you hear from the shadows a voice. You have come into the wrong place. This will be the last place you ever visit. You will never see the daylight again. And then there's a shift in the shadows as you see like the shadows in the corners recede and like pull up into the corners in the roof and move around. 5 or 6 of them independent of one another, just moving through the room and coming down. And there's almost like a shaking in the ground and floor. And then you see past these hanging and swinging bodies in the room, you see this terrifying creature on the other side. This humanoid, twisted shape of an older woman, the horns, everything that you saw before, as you recognize the hag, the night hag, as she's moving in and out of the shadows in the room and becoming one of them and then the other. And then it's pure darkness for a moment. And then it comes back. You're not leaving here. Sisters. Come out. Dinner has been served. Until next Friday.
Oh! By the light of Parathor.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's funny. I knew this was too light of an episode.
Yeah, why the cat?
Dude, I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm like, I want to do the cat first because I don't want to do with ghosts first. I want a nice, happy little
Well,
cat.
you chose
Big
well.
adventures come from mundane shit in a fantastical world.
I've
Yeah,
seen that joke
yeah.
before where it's like, oh, which quest do we want to take on? This farmer is getting his apples stolen,
Yeah.
or like this insane like cult, whatever. And then you follow the apples, and it turns into this huge thing. Like,
By the way,
conspiracy.
one good piece of information I should say now.
Jeez.
Conrad suddenly can't move. His leg is magical.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, bummer.
I now have.
All my batteries.
I now have a
fell
lump
out.
of. I have a lump of metal that is attached to my body.
Listen, for 5 9th level characters, a couple of night hags isn't that powerful. But you combine that with an anti-magic field.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
It's
useless.
scary. This is scary.
I am absolutely useless.
I agree with.
I like Andy. Bring a wizard. There's this anti-magic field.
Anti-magic.
Fuck your wizard.
I agree with Lilith. This is absolutely giving me some Witcher vibes, and it's pretty scary.
Dude,
It
oh
is,
my god!
yeah.
When you started describing
Yeah.
it, like I had a mild panic attack when you hit when you're like you see a cleaver and limbs. I was like, don't show me the body of a boy with one leg. I'm like, don't, bro. It's gonna
I'm
fuck.
sure there's one in there, believe me.
I know. I don't want to look though.
So, thank you all so much for hanging out tonight. We
I'm
have
gonna
one
start the
last
giveaway.
giveaway to do. We're going to start running that right now. It's going to be awesome.
Second giveaway.
Second giveaway of the night, the bonus giveaway. Paid for and
Mythic
supported.
Odysseys of Theros. That
Yeah.
book is amazing.
Yeah, some good stuff that's going to scratch the itch for your Greek mythology.
Two
In a
races,
fantastical
two
setting.
Subclasses, new monsters, based
The monsters
out of
are
a world
great.
of magic,
Mm,
like Magic the
A lot of
Gathering.
good theme
not
stuff.
normal magic.
yeah, not normal magic.
Great deity read-ups. It's all kinds of good stuff in there.
The Leonin, the Singer, all sorts of stuff.
God,
Really
this
good
was
book.
this was fucking
It-
great.
It is a good book. One, because even
I'm
if
pumped.
you don't
You almost brought a
play
little girl into
in
this.
I
I'm
know.
emphasizing
I
this.
you
know.
have the monsters that you can use and reskin for any adventure. And even if you don't play in Theros, you can
Wait,
still
does that work?
add the Leonin to your world. You can add the Satyr to your world, the subclasses as well. You can use the adventure that's built in here for ideas, or just like insert it in a part of one of your homebrew creations. It gives you lots to work with.
Yeah.
The biggest thing for Dungeons and Dragons as a whole is finding those creative jumping off points, and there are going to be plenty of those in here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Magical Mog. We're wrapping up tonight. This is about 11:30ish p.m. Pacific Standard Time is when we normally kind of wrap up. Sometimes we go a little bit further, and I probably could have, but I decided now was a really good spot to end it for.
Yeah.
But thank you for coming on in and joining and having some fun with us. We appreciate it.
It's not fun anymore.
Yeah.
I know what you're
definitely
talking
not
about.
fun
I'm gonna
anymore.
go cry because I can't move my leg.
You know, even though we don't have magic, fireworks.
At least you have more than
Fireworks.
just your leg that works, though. Literally, all of this is shut down.
At least you can move.
Hmm.
Oh, I'm gonna move, and all you hear is.
And
You
what
can
she-
move other body parts.
What she's
That's
not
right.
telling you is she's a Warforged gnome.
she's
Yeah.
in disguise. She's,
So we got that giveaway running. We'll have that run for a little while. Yeah, the hair is pretty. You're right, the hair is pretty. So I don't know. Why don't we just talk to the? We can just hang out and talk to the audience. We don't really have anything else.
I mean,
to
what
go
you guys
over.
think?
We
of
give our
tonight?
impressions of like getting into new characters and stuff again. I mean, we've been playing the same characters for
Oh, a long
You
time.
know, 7 months now at this
Yeah,
point.
this is the 7 months.
Alex for like over a year, basically, because Hargraves almost came in like
At the year mark?
almost at no earlier than that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because,
Luthog
that
died in
poor
like
Barbarian got murdered
Yeah.
the crap out of.
yeah, Luthog died in like episode 14.
Yeah. Oh, 14?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was episode 14. Because, Thalen
think-
is, Thalen was probably my second longest character. Then I jumped into Godric. And I was like, I forget how much I love making characters.
Yeah, I love exploring new characters and stuff.
I
It's nice
really
to
do
take-
too.
It's nice to take like a sidestep, which is one of the reasons I thought it'd be nice to like in the parallel timeline to the main campaign, kind of explore like a different place and get to just expand and just do
It's
some
cool.
stuff.
It's really fun.
Yeah,
You know?
I loved it because everyone had like wonderful personalities. Everyone meshed well. That was
Run
a-
away slowly, says Obscurial.
Run away slowly. No. But I did enjoy that. It was just
That might be an option they might have to take.
We might have to. Yeah.
Running is always an
Behind the
option.
wall.
if I'm running, I need help up.
Mm.
I'm not that strong.
Exclamation point ticket. Make sure you get
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we
Focus
are
on
doing a giveaway.
subscribers and followers. We're currently in the
Yes.
middle of a giveaway. So exclamation point ticket gets you in. Subscribers have 2 times the chance to win with 2 tickets upon an entry. And then followers, you get an enter as well. Because we believe that everybody who comes to the channel and watches gets a chance to participate.
in.
They're
And to
helping
those that are
grow.
new to the channel, we do giveaways once a month. And
Once a
if you
month.
hit our goal, which is
That way.
that
Yeah.
way,
That way.
Over there.
um, we activate our bonus giveaway, which changes every month.
It's right there.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, Mike.
This one's we're doing late because we ended up having to cancel our Friday last session last Friday. So we normally do the giveaway on the last Friday of every month, the giveaway and the regular giveaway, monthly giveaway, and the bonus giveaway. But we ended up having canceled, so we're doing it this Friday.
Lost
So
Cause,
this is
thank you
last
so
month's
much for
giveaways.
following the adventure and joining us.
Welcome to the
Because
table.
You're no longer lost.
Yeah,
You're
no.
found.
Yeah.
yeah,
You're-
see,
When you're here, you're family.
you may have been a lost cause, but now you get to roll up into adventure.
But there's
So
no
we
endless
are a lost
breadsticks.
cause.
Yeah, Mike was a lost cause once.
Rude.
Like earlier.
Once, he said. You've improved.
Dude, you totally almost tried to slip into your fucking surfer dude for a second as Conrad.
Oh my
dude.
gosh, that was hilarious.
You
I heard it.
almost you tried.
I felt it. I did. Cause like, yeah, bro.
Yeah, it was.
I
Yeah.
can't even do it now because
So.
it's naturally gruff now.
It hasn't
Oh,
been
yeah,
during
no,
the game, I
that's
don't think, but like twice I've started talking as Erie and tried to put your southern accent into the gnome voice.
No, Magical Mog, you're not a lost cause. You're here with us hanging out. It doesn't make you lost.
True.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, overall, I had fun. It took me a minute to. It really did feel like it took me forever to get in the stride. So that was a pain.
I
The
think
rust,
you
knocking
hit it
the
right
rust
from the
off.
very beginning. It felt like as soon as you started describing what was going on or what Stockwend looked like, it just that was that extra little push I needed actually, because when you said that we were starting on me, I was
Panicking?
great.
Panic.
Okay,
Panic.
cool. I'll
Panic
figure
at the
this out
table.
as we go, I guess.
Yeah.
But then as you're explaining everything going on, it's just that helped really give me that feel to just play the character.
Right
it was
on.
super helpful. I think you did a fantastic job. I liked it.
Yeah, I thought of a bunch of different ways of starting, but I didn't want to do just like oh yeah, we just go straight and have you all like standing there. I didn't want to like do any kind of like jump cut that was just like, hey, we're you're together in like cut
Yeah,
time.
no, it was great.
So I had like the idea of like the gruff Western cowboy riding into town to solve the town's problems, and I kind of was just like, well, if I apply that to the paladin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
I mean,
It was cool.
Obscurio said, "Hey Alex, I really dug those dice jars. Super cool. Congrats on the wedding. Did you make those? They're really nice." Okay, multiple things. Thank you for your comment.
Yeah.
We love that you're here with us. First of all, we're really glad you like the dice jars.
They're
Yeah.
rad. We're glad you like
super
them.
cool.
Second, I didn't make them. They were made by baked.
Get
Get
baked,
baked.
Get baked.
Polyclay Customs.
Get baked
Polyclay
Polyclay Customs.
Oh
a
my
friend of the
god!
show.
Talk about a
Yeah.
tongue twister.
Yeah, a friend of the show.
She has an Instagram. You can find
she,
it there.
Yeah, she has an Instagram. She was the one that was actually getting
Yeah.
married, and not to me.
Yeah.
Another thing, single.
Yeah. So there's that.
There's that.
And he's adorable. All you gotta do is kind of pet him and
Adorable.
feed him.
Yeah, just really
Absolutely
just
dateable.
make him role play as a Cancun and it'll be endearing.
Oh yeah.
You'll at least you'll know he's listening.
That's true. As
Good point.
as someone who like can't hear and stuff, I have taken lots of speech therapy and listening skills classes. So I am great at listening. I like to make people feel heard and validated.
Oh.
You have a right to the way you feel. There's nothing wrong with that.
Huzzah!
So yeah, I didn't make them, but they are really nice. She's a friend of the show, supportive, really nice person. We're hoping to get to work with her some more as we continue on this fantastic journey.
So I have a question for you guys at home, to those that have been watching the whole time. What did you like? What were your favorite moments of this evening?
Yeah.
About our characters. What did you guys enjoy? Did you guys have fun tonight?
Yeah, you should do that with us.
Yeah.
Which was our favorite moments?
Oh God.
Oh, yeah, that's
We'll
a
wait
good
for
point.
those to pour in, and yeah.
Yeah, and since it was my idea, I'm gonna nominate Tara to start.
Ah!
Oh, great. Yes, I love this.
Sneaky passing of the buck. I like
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, going to Justin's
I
too
second.
obvious.
I second.
So, yeah, what was your favorite thing tonight, Tara?
Oh, come on. It was talking to the cats, right?
Pretty
Talking
awesome.
to the
Cats
cats
are
is pretty
pretty
great. I like talking to the cats.
I deserve two.
I do like your guys' dynamic, and I'm excited to
Oh.
see more of that.
Well, thank you.
Great characters.
So what, their like introduction together, that's your favorite part? Like that
I like
moment?
that a lot.
Like when they saw each other and we went into their room? Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like when she was calming down and screaming in the middle of the
Yeah,
street.
Yeah,
that was
that was-
great.
That was pretty
Yeah.
nice.
I mean, that makes me feel good. It feels like we didn't actually talk too much in this one. Like we were pretty quiet, like for the most part, because we're the strangers and these
Yeah.
guys all have connections
Ah.
and stuff.
I was really quiet in general because I
Well,
was
yes.
picking out phrases and I was like, I don't want to just say the last word that everybody said just over and over and
Yeah.
over. And also, in an effort to not make it extra annoying, it's like trying to choose the moments that are appropriate to the phrases instead of just trying to add into
Yeah.
everything.
I think you did a great
None
job.
of that.
Yeah, I feel a little bad because I feel like me and Justin domineered the table a little bit, a lot of bit.
Really?
Well, I mean, that was
It-
kind of by
it's-
design, though.
yeah.
The story hook was like intended to flow through the two of you and your prior connections
Yeah.
to each other in
It
the
did
town.
flow really well because it started with him, rolled into me, rolled in you two, then hit you, and you had your moment, and then you guys had your moment too. I feel like this is one of the few times where, in the beginning, each individual member had their moment.
Yeah.
Everyone had a special moment as their character
Yeah.
for the most part.
And I mean, I don't think it's bad. Like you said, it was kind of designed for your characters to have like a lot of impact in the opening and stuff.
Mhm.
I think it's just that thing as a player you always worry about is like, am I talking enough?
Yeah, or too much.
Do people
Okay.
know what my character's doing? Stuff like that.
Okay, Kira. So, what was your favorite moment?
Tara talking to the cats.
Yeah,
Because
That was good.
like it's
Princess
because
was solid.
a lot of people use talk to animals, but they don't really put a lot of effort into it. Because when a lot of players use talk to animals, they're just like, cool, I can talk to the animal, I'm just going to act like it's a human and ask questions and not really engage with them or try to appeal to the type of animal they are. And you are obviously like a ranger that has talked to animals before and knows how to play to the things that they like.
Yeah, like this is easier to catch.
Yeah.
Thing,
Yeah, like
and,
all the
yeah.
little comments.
and playing the cats kind of off each other a little bit.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was great.
It was wonderful.
All right, so the cats are off the table now, boys.
boys.
Cats are never off the table. You pick them up, you put them down, they're right back on the table.
We have one here. She's here
She
somewhere.
actually hasn't got on the table tonight.
Yeah.
She's
Because
Suspicious.
Tara
scared
can't speak
of
with
the
animals
egg.
and was very polite about asking her not to.
So who's next? I think Mike's next.
I think Mike is there.
all right.
Mike's next.
I'm a little torn because both one of my favorite moments was it's a tie between Corin locking himself in the room in fear of my daughter.
That was
and
hilarious.
That was great because it happened so fast. I was like, oh, this is fantastic.
That was great.
Or him playing off me. I know your mom.
That was so natural.
That was good because
Fuck
I
off.
just threw it out there. I was like, oh man, I've been around here long. I know everyone's mom. And he's just like, oh shit. And I'm like, oh, it worked.
I thought it played off so much better when instead, like after you challenged him with the "I know who your mom is," And if Andrew had been combative, it wouldn't have been nearly as funny as if as when he was like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, it's like, oh, I actually know who you are now.
Yeah, that was extra funny.
Both those were great just because it was great just interacting with the world type things where like I just threw something out there to see what would stick and it stuck way more than I thought it would.
Yeah.
So those moments were cool.
Yeah.
I did enjoy those.
I think that's an excellent example of like agency. It's like, no, I know your mom.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. This is my house. This is my town. Kind of thing.
Yeah, he lives here.
Yeah, he lives.
Yeah,
What
he
about
is.
you?
All right.
So, I really liked your introduction. I just think that you're doing a gnome inventor justice. I really enjoy how you'll start like fast talking about things you get excited about. And I liked the fireworks comment where you're like, you're gonna see some fireworks tonight. Hilarious, great. I loved all of that. And then I also really liked the way you rolled out the hag. At first, it's like old lady's not being helpful, and then it's, well, that's a little creepy. Then it gets a little creepier and darker and creepier. And at one point, I'm just like staring at you in disgust. I'm like, you are evil.
Yeah.
And it was fantastic. It built this sense of dread in me that I don't get to feel a lot because I usually DM. So I have to try to deliver that dread, but I don't ever feel afraid of anything.
There was such a good moment sitting here because when you were describing us falling through here, coughing and everything, I was kind of glancing at everyone, but I focused on Justin because Justin was thoroughly enthralled with what you were saying.
Nice.
And when you started talking about the bodies, the blood, the muck, just the grossness, I just see his face like,
Yeah.
and like he wanted to crawl into his skin. I'm just like, we're back.
I was getting some creepy feelings, but it was when she bumped into something in the dark and it bumped back, and I just immediately thought like meat locker.
Yeah, dude. I have like I just.
That's why I was very particular about saying she bumps it and it bumps her back. I'm very particular about.
Well, Magical Mog, as a heads up, if you want, you can definitely check it out on our Twitch if you want to watch from there, or we do edit it and get it posted on YouTube if you wanted to watch it without a lot of our below, just get all that meat of the story.
Yeah. Because we have a YouTube, which you can find the links for, and all of our, we're on episode 81 now, going into Adventures in Terrowyn. So you can check all that out. It's good times.
This is the first of this 4-episode arc, so it's a good point to jump in.
Yeah.
Follow along.
Yes.
Yeah. And this will basically a little mini start. It'll be all of our episodes. Sorry, words are so hard tonight. All of our episodes will be uploaded on Tuesday morning, basically.
Tuesday-ish.
Exclamation point ticket if you haven't done it yet.
Yeah, for that giveaway.
Yeah, for that giveaway.
Get
Show
in
them
the
good book.
Show them the giveaway again.
Just check out Legendary Action Official on YouTube and look for our awesome dragon.
Mythic Odysseys of Theros.
Could be yours for the
Could
low
be.
price of typing a command in Twitch.
Yes. Yes.
And you don't live in Quebec.
And and if you don't live in Quebec, I'm sorry, Canada's weird.
Quebecians, man.
I said it. Whatever.
Quebecians.
I like the AZIG. I have one way to detect if she's a hag.
Yeah.
Knocks on door.
Yeah.
God,
that really surprised me that you were gonna go that direct route and then just confront her that way. So I had to think about that for a minute about would she continue to just try to play and pretend that she's still this old lady even though it's obvious that the jig is up. It's like she has to be in that in between space where she's like, they know something somehow, but I don't know how.
You totally outed my homie, bro.
Yeah.
That was great. Just because he's like, our friend here knows a friend, and he told the truth. And I'm just like, I don't want to get lightning bolted.
All the cards are on the table.
Narc.
Wait, you're not gonna get away with this though. What was your favorite one?
Yeah. What was your favorite moment,
I guess
Alex?
You could ask RD.
No. We pointed at Alex first.
Yeah, no, it's fair. It's fair.
What
There
was-
was so many good moments.
There was.
Choose. I enjoyed. Oh, there were some good moments. Like I enjoyed the beginning when
middle,
Justin's
the
character
end,
kind of
the whole
when he
thing.
first got into the town and he was talking to the citizen, which and kind of flip with the citizens like, "What's your business? What are you doing?" Da, 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 da. And he's like, "Oh yeah, this is what I'm doing." "Oh really? What's up with that?" And he just like left it there. He's like, just left it blank. He's like, I'm not gonna answer you. He's like, "Yeah." And then he starts, "Well, since you're gonna ask me questions, what's up with you?" It starts asking him all this question. That was pretty great. And I just snorted. Oops.
Yeah.
And
You like it.
I really liked. Really, it was the town and how well it was developed and presented in everyone's story. Like, I really liked how Justin went to Mike, and then Mike and Justin drove it really well over to Tara's character, and how it felt like they were real people in the town with all these natural ties and personal connections, and they were invested in their own area. I also liked. I really liked Mike putting Justin on blast for like denying the joy of a little girl finding her kitty cat.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was pretty great.
Yeah. That was. How dare you?
You're supposed to be a knight. Look at that sad little girl.
And then,
are you gonna help?
in order to correct my actions, I was like, well, I'll include her, and this will be fine. And I walked her right to the front door of a hag's house.
Yeah, that was a great moment for me where I'm like,
Paladin.
he is basically dragging this poor
Your
girl
Uber Eats
in
for this.
like I could only imagine if you guys hadn't caught on, if Alex hadn't taken the weird player agency of a Kenku to break into her house, like that hag probably would have just straight said like, "Oh, it's fine, you can leave her here with me and I'll look for the cat," and then you would have to deal with that.
Oh.
As
I'm just
players
if we
later.
somehow ended. I'm just saying if we somehow ended up in the same.
It is
A
not hard of a
never-ending
stretch to
quest to
assume
hunt
that
down
you guys
every
could have
hag.
just left
Oh yeah.
Wendy there because she
That would've
knows
been
Agatha.
devastating.
Dude, it's the same feeling when you made me feel like I left a kid inside the fucking collapsed hole as Thalen.
Mhm.
That weighed on me for like a month.
Those, yeah.
That was rough.
Ghostly apparitions, man, they're great.
It wasn't even a real kid.
Driving
It was just an
stories.
apparition.
Was that your favorite part then?
That?
Yeah, what was your favorite
Oh
part?
man, I don't know. I think out of all of your guys' player interactions and stuff, there's a few that I thought were really great overall. I really enjoyed Mike yelling at himself more. That's
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that was great.
Never seen a player play multiple characters in a single setting.
Yeah. Yeah. That was fun watching him yell at himself. Like just all around, I think it was just everybody did a really good job of like taking what I had presented and just kind of rolling with it. There wasn't a ton of like dilly-dallying, so it's not like really a part in particular where I'm just like, that was super crazy amazing. I really enjoyed Justin interacting with Wendy and like offering to do that and going through that, but I don't know. I think the way that it's the cats, man. Terrowgate, she had treats.
Have you never
She had
got to
treats.
roleplay cats before? Because you took I've never seen such joy on your face
I've
playing those cats.
I've played since people have played druids. I've played. They've used speak with animals. Well, actually, druids don't need to cast the spell in my at my table.
Yeah.
they can just talk to animals
Yeah.
and plants because it just makes sense because you're a druid.
Yeah.
But I've done turkey vultures, and I've done an ornery badger, and I've done
Dude, that
sparrows
badger was
and hawks.
It was awesome.
So the cats was fun
bird.
just because for me the cat. I think the reason I enjoyed the cats so much is because I had to sit there and I go, oh well, I already described there's a bunch, so it doesn't have to be like a single. This is the cat you talk to. I can make this last a little bit longer and kind of just push her to different cats to see that like it's like, oh, they have their own little like community and stuff.
Dynamics.
Their own little dynamics here in the alley.
It also sets a little bit of a precedence of animals having personalities, having their own agendas. And it kind of sets the tone for Tara to know, well, if she does this in the future, if we live, obviously.
Yeah, that's
if
a
she
big
does this
if
in the
right
future,
now.
that's something extra to consider.
That's a big
Which you considered it a bit kind of thing, but it sets that tone. It's like, okay, so this is how it goes, kind of thing. So I thought that was great too.
So
Just in general, I like seeing all of your faces as it slowly but surely unraveled that this when she found the child's femur in the pot in the kitchen or whatever, you all looked absolutely terrified.
The femur,
Yeah.
like the whole time my heart was steadily dropping. I've never felt such a lurch in my stomach with a description of downstairs.
Mhm.
And then it
Yeah.
somehow lurched further when you said anti-magic field.
Yeah.
And then
I
it
was
lurched,
like-
and then it did that thing where it's like it's lurched to the bottom, and then it goes, fuck.
Yeah.
When you're
You
like,
said
sisters! And I'm like,
Sisters, yeah, that was another lurch. Yep, no, it's like lurch upon lurches.
there ain't no more lurching there, Captain. They can't lurch no more.
Do some Unread, Patrick. Do it.
I'm not seeing any more tickets. Maybe we should.
Is that the end of
Is that the end? It's
I mean,
been 22 minutes.
Last chance.
All right.
Last chance. Get your
Last
friends,
ticket.
family,
You-
colleagues, coworkers, dude you met off the street. Get them in.
Call some
You
people
have-
out. Obscurial, did you do it? Lethal Lilith, Magical Mog.
Yeah.
Malachi, are you missing this one too?
Do the ticket.
Come
You
on,
have-
Malachi.
Do it.
You have
Exclamation
1 minute.
point ticket.
You have 1 minute from right now.
I'm gonna
Yes,
go wonder.
1 minute. Yep.
1 minute.
We'll do it again, and we'll tell you
Yeah,
if we
what's-
did do it.
The cat said 2 days or whatever, and
Yeah.
the lady said 3. And I was like, liar!
Liar squad.
That's it. That's why you picked the lock.
And I was like, those don't match. And I was just thinking about it. And I'm like,
I figured you would just jock it up to that she's an old lady and her memory's probably not what it used to be.
Yeah.
You know, in general.
I would have if I wasn't a Tenku.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I didn't even decide like, hey, do I know this woman?
Because
Hey, come on. Who picked it? It was that actually was really funny for me. I actually totally forgot about that until just now. But when I described what that job was off the job board and him handing it to you, and you guys were all just like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you're all too nice for my setting." I'm just saying,
Jesus.
like, you're all way too
That-
nice of people.
Yeah.
Okay, you walked right fucking into that
If
one.
we could just time travel back and like slap it out of our hands, like
No! Please find my lost kitty.
Oh, jeez.
Well, Wendy, I don't know what to say. Your lost kitty's a pixie, and that makes things a little creepier.
Yeah.
It's closing in 10 seconds.
10 seconds.
The disembodied voice of Mike
It makes
has said 10
sense.
seconds.
Look, what kind of creature would probably be better at luring children to their death than a comfortable,
Well,
cuddly kitty?
and see, and I gotta admit that pixie is not off the hook with me.
Yeah.
Like, it's still lured kids to their death.
Part of the deal.
She,
Part of, like,
she
what's
made
the
a deal with this hag.
Right.
What is she
Well, but
getting out of
hags
it?
are really tricky. She could have been disguised at the time. There's a lot that go. Hags are just.
Yeah, she might have like agreed to it, but not really understood what she was agreeing to.
Or knew it was a hag, or
Yeah.
just somebody.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Kind of
They're
thing.
both fake creatures. Their morality is that of orange and blue, not black and
Mike, is
white.
it drum roll time?
Orange, I love that. Orange and
And
blue,
the
not black and
giveaway
white.
is-
Yeah.
Drum roll.
Drum roll.
Drum roll. Let's see who our lucky winner is tonight. Come
Who's it?
on.
Oh,
Who's
so-
it gonna be?
What?
Dodo 2 fly.
Dodo
Dodo
Two
Fly!
Dodo Two Fly. Gosh,
A
man.
long-time supporter of the
Congratulations. Long time.
channel.
It's always great. I love that anybody that's here has a chance to win, but it is always nice to see our prizes go to like longtime supporters of the show. So Dodo Two Fly, we hit you up for your
Congrats.
information and congratulations. Send it out to you. It's gonna be great. You'll get it. It's gonna be cool. You know,
Hopefully you
all
use
the good
it.
stuff. Hopefully you use it. If not, read it, enjoy it for what it is, but I highly recommend that you should push it on to somebody else who will actually get use out of it if you're
Yeah.
not gonna.
Or if you have like a
Yeah.
community,
Exactly.
or just friends you know, or something
Yeah.
like that.
You know, that reminds me, because we skipped last week, did we talk about like who the bits leader was and who's getting a small package and stuff? Did we already do that?
I know it's my month,
Yeah, it's Alex's
so
turn.
I will
this
go
month.
back. If you were the bits leader for last month, I have to find out. I don't know off the top of my head. It's been a busy couple of weeks.
Wasn't it Oak Tree?
It was Oak Tree or Tez? Tez, I think. I think it might have been Tez.
Mm.
Yeah, I think it might have been Ted.
Yeah, I think so.
I know Oak Tree got beat out, and I was like, oh,
Ooh.
bro.
Was it by
Texel. I think it was
Yep.
Texel to be.
Yeah.
Texel?
Texel.
Texel.
Yeah.
Texel.
Yeah.
I think it was
Texel.
Texel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Texel just
we'll
wrecked-
recheck it and
wrecked
check it
out.
out. But yeah, it's this month is your month. I
Yeah,
believe.
this
last
month's-
month wasn't last month.
No, the month before that was Matt.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So, like, this month, as in last month, was my month.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm.
So, you'll get stuff.
You'll get something.
A special little something from me.
A special
the
little
Bits leader
something.
right now is Dodo. So
Yes, Dodo is the Bits leader currently.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Dodo. I'm super happy that someone won. It's great. It's awesome. They're great. This brought to you again by the awesome community that you're also a part of, Dodo2Fly. Thank you all so much for supporting us, for the bits, for donations, for gifted subs, subbing, and coming back every week. It means the world to us, you know, and we're really just, it blows our minds that you even come back and are interested in what we do. It's pretty awesome that, you know, what you can do for us is you can push us on your friends and family and tell them that they have to come follow us and watch us, or you just won't talk to them ever again. I don't know, whatever you got to do, but you should get them here.
Yeah, hopefully it works for you better than it's worked for us.
Yes.
I really miss my dad.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Stepped into that dark circle really well with Matt not here.
Yeah.
Well done.
Fill that role easily.
Oh my gosh. Well, I think that's gonna be it for us tonight. We're gonna wrap up. Let's find somebody to raid if we can. Jump over there. We're doing marbles with who?
JT Stark.
All right, we're going over to JT Stark. Make sure you drop in there to give him a legendary hello. Drop the emotes. Show all the love. JT Stark 04 is an awesome friend of us here at the channel. He's been supporting us for a long time. Highly recommend that you spend time there. And like anything, all we push is community and friendship here on Twitch, and from our channel especially. We ask that you give them 5 minutes of your time. Give them a chance to win you over and show you why they deserve your follow, why they're awesome, or what's, you know, unique about their channel. It's only 5 minutes. I'm sure you're all can spare 5 minutes anyways, but we really appreciate that.
Lethal Lilith ordered a shirt. And so I thought it would be a good time to point out that we do have shirts.
We do. We have merchandise.
Thank
You can click on the links down below and you can find it. Like, it's there. We have shirts. It comes with the logo. It's cool. There's some alternative
awesome.
logos as well. We're working on adding other shirts and some new stuff to the store as well. It's just kind of like a transition thing where we're trying to find the right place to do it and still provide you like some at least standard of quality where it doesn't fall apart the first wash through.
Yep.
You know, we'll figure it out. We'll keep you all informed on that. But
It's gonna be a long wait till next Friday.
but yeah, exactly. But
I have nightmares of hags for a week.
but thank you all so much for being here, and we hope your week is as legendary as our night was, and we will see you next Friday. So have a good night, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Love you. Ta-da!
Hey.